Buenas noches, estamos vivo. He said he was putting it on. And I have to let the ladies and jerks on the Twitter know that we're going live. Hi, I'm Stan Haynes, he's Monoxus, and you're watching us here live at twitch.tv/Monoxus. Thank you for being here. Gracias por tu consideración. Sour Scroat, good looks, homie, how you been? Mamantos Burwa, buenas noches. Irish Gomez Adams himself.
You may want to scoot over a little bit.
Oh, what's good, El Primo? Hang on. Bodega Boy in the rafters making it rain quarter water over the 718 TV studios. Oof, quarter water. El Primo coming in with the set standard of the Bodega food pyramid. So,
We're all set. I think we're all set.
I have to let the jerks on the Twitters know that we are live. Please excuse me for this. Montes Burba, buenas noches. How you holding up, homie? Yes, estamos vivo. Y vamos a hablar por eso aquí. And Monoxus is taking care of the back end of this operation of totally not provos and emotion and response.
Something like that.
Hold on.
Don't want that over there. That's what we want.
Ah, alright, so.
This.
Alright, so now we have laid to rest because, ladies and jerks, we're live. And at 7, we're going to be discussing cheese. Alright, you heard it here first. So, we here at 718 TV Studios would like to thank you for coming on.
718 TV Studios. When the hell do we add studios to it?
Oh, well, we're here. We're here in the not Dairy Shill studios of 718 TV. We'd like to thank you as a cameraman continues to just hide in shame, eating Twinkies and reading, revolutionary text.
Background green screen. You were fine a few seconds ago. Now you're being stupid.
Here. We could have hired somebody that was in the better than the Biden campaign quality green screening.
Wow.
Can you see the sacred things that cannot be killed in Hinduism behind us?
Whatever.
So we have to thank people for doing their service.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And doing their part.
I gotta pull that up.
And
Too many things.
And then, well, it's just
Too many things.
es una necesidad por nosotros a hablar por eso.
Many things.
All right, ladies and how many things? All right, good. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank the following for doing their part. Skullgar Thane, thank you for doing your part. Vivtex, thank you for doing your part. Lev Polyakov, gracias por haciendo tu H aquí en el camino que estamos pilando y luchando también. Like, if you would wrestle with Kool-Aider.
I don't know what you just said, so.
Listen, as long as you do not wrestle Kool-Aider, you are denying him the good ending.
That's fine.
Or a shot at the good ending. And A. Pullen, thank you for doing your part.
There, we caught up now?
Aha, you see Kool-Aider? Speak of him and he shall come. So, again, Kool-Aider, it is up to you to remind people at chat and anyone watching at home who is not in chat why Monoxus should wrestle you. A of the H, Cal confirmed. Hey guys, welcome to the dairy stream. Hey, A of the H, like a thief in the night despite the broad daylight. A of the H.
It's not a dairy stream. We're not sponsored. And ignore the cows in the background. It's just a coincidence.
We
set this up weeks ago.
We are explicitly non-dairy to the point that, kind of like when Boyd Rice wanted to make it known that, like, he is such a not a fascist, he totally, showed them by wearing, like, World War II, German uniforms out in public and when he performed live. So we're taking that route, but with dairy, all right? Now,
about cows. Volume's low?
I am not going to give you an argument Along the lines of Bobby Sands, where he says that everyone has their role to play.
Volume's low.
Republican or otherwise.
How about now? How's that sound?
No one is too young or too old to do their part. All right? So.
Okay, fair enough.
To fight orthorexia nervosa, you have to convert these people, and you know what really helps? You give them a cheeseburger. So.
I can turn it up more, too, so...
Were you able to hear us earlier? How much of everything we had discussed prior to this was just dead and rolled off the side of a cliff?
I think it was dead. It was just low, which I don't... I swear to God, the mic pickup is always fucking different.
The cows are kind of drowning it out. You're going to have to excuse us.
That would be hilarious.
El Primo's all might fuck around and put all of us on smart TV at the bodega. El Primo, you go with the blessings of here at twitch.tv/Monoxis. Kool-Aider goes, orthorexia nervosa? What's that?
No. Absolutely not.
A of the H goes, nah, it's okay that way. Haynes a bit louder than Monoxis. All right, so fine. Eventually, I'm just going to start, like, barking at cameraman, and you're going to pick up incidental audio. All right? John Woo, what's good with you? Gracias por tu presencia aquí hoy noche.
You know what? Cooler's got a point. We should really put a
Do you have a pamphlet
together
or something that explains this? All right, so orthorexia nervosa,
Nuh-uh.
We're going to get it out the way this time, just so we don't have to do it at the end of the stream. Because, like a Kool-Aider...
You're not reading that whole thing again.
No. I'm just reading part of it.
You're not reading that whole thing again.
No, just not the whole thing.
I don't even want a whole page.
Kool-Aider.
I want a short explanation.
Kool-Aider has a question.
Seems to have a horrible memory.
No, hang on. Here we go.
Short version.
Kool-Aider, you with me? All right. Orthorexia nervosa is a fixation on righteous eating, first diagnosed by Colorado physician Dr. Stephen Bratman in 1997. The term is derived from the Greek word ortho, meaning straight and correct, and refers to the psychological syndrome where one's food choices grow progressively narrower over the time under the auspices of health. When vegetarians learn that there's an even more restrictive diet plan available, the way of the vegan, dairy products such as milk or cheese, subclasses of poultry products such as eggs and refined bread, ingredients involving yeast or white flour are summarily stricken from their diets as well.
We can't keep alienating the moral eaters, Haynes. We need them.
They are useless eaters.
We need them. Which is a very good opportunity for us to segue into topic number 1, environmentalists and their environmentalism. And the nonsense. So, folks in chat.
Now, hang on.
And possibly watching later.
Now, Kool-Aider, I'm going to get to chat. Don't worry about it. All right?
You're not reading that whole thing.
No, we're going to conclude with this. Because Kool-Aider is asking the tough questions.
All right, conclude it. Wrap it up.
All right. Nothing is allowed inside the body of a devout vegan, which might be psychologically interpreted as a toxin to both the subject and their understanding of the environment. Their daily struggle to keep the poisons out and remain uncontaminated by wrong foods results in a total reliance on what other vegans are doing to keep themselves alive, since they're the only ones who can ever be trusted. Like an oil painter who arbitrarily refuses to use yellow, a vegan diet is an attempt to gain control over at least one simple aspect of a person's otherwise ordinary life. A less is more aesthetic taken to conceited extremes. Orthorexia nervosa. So Kool-Aider, that's what that's about. All right.
But Haynes, soon, as I was saying before you had to continue the orthorexia nervosa.
I had to answer Kool-Aider's question.
You don't got to play ball with Kool-Aid. Not on that kind of stuff. But we have to stop eating red meat, according to the president. Which kind of sparked the whole I want to talk about environmentalism thing. Mostly because I don't know if I've ever expressed it, but like I'm a big fan of the planet because I kind of live on it.
Well,
although I do think we were set up by whatever made our planet because everything inside of it burns really well, like coal and oil and the fossils of things. And, you know, trees burn pretty well, flesh burns pretty well, garbage burns well, meat burns well.
Rainforest burns really well.
Like,
rainforest burns so well you could see it from space.
Like a lot of stuff burns. Either way, I'm getting off topic here.
Let it be known here that ash is the purest thing in the world. The hubris and the folly and whatever you want to call it in the human experience. For after all, it is the ash that is the purest thing of all.
But we're gonna have to stop eating red meat to save the planet.
No.
This
is a folly and a fallacy and 7 other things that are wrong.
So, but we're gonna need to adapt orthorexia nervosa style diets when all the meat is gone. You know what I'm saying? So you can't alienate these people. We're gonna need them to help us.
So you heard it here, folks. They're going to deprive you of protein, so you're easily
unless you eat bugs.
You're easier to shape and mold certain parts of the brain that rely on the intake. All of it does, really. I mean, there's like oxygen and like, hydration, but like lacking of protein, imagine what that does to the brain. So
there's a lot to the body, in fact,
among other things. So Twitch chat, dame un segundo por tu consideración porque necesito leer eso.
We'll get to the cheese later, A of the H.
No, A of the H. We're discussing cheese at 7. All right.
Apparently we have a schedule.
Just a heads up. Yes, we do. We're discussing cheese at 7. There are rules. This is not Nam. All right. So.
No, it does not.
John Woo is all.
You can read
my
the
pimp.
label.
Kool-Ader. Praying for you, brother. How you doing? Yo, John Woo, Pittsburgh stream, fucking best thing in the world. So Kool-Ader and John Woo making nice, like a bunch of fucking goons in like a fucking passing shot in Goodfellas. And A of the H is like hanging out with like Nicky Eyes, Frankie the Wop, and Tony No Nose, like over in the bar. No one notices the guy in the 3-piece suit because he's wearing a vest too. What's his deal? So, ladies and jerks, protein. Would you recommend dairy products like cheese? Like, well,
I already said we'll get to cheese later.
Necesitamos esperar por 7 porque nosotros estamos hablando de queso que usted va a friar a la verde de tu horno con un poco de mantequilla.
I have no idea what you're saying.
And then there's feta, but we're going to get to that at 7, all right? So.
Maybe you keep jumping back to the cheese, you're going to be talking about cheese.
So Kool-Ader is all, does Dr. Diet Pepper have any protein in it? 7 is it? I mean, it's not going to be the power hour. No, we're not going to be like coming in through your roof like frozen fucking bird shit. Don't worry. Like, we're going to try to have something that resembles order.
Kind of, except you keep derailing and talking to chat and talking about cheese.
Okay, so in terms of environmentalism, what irks me is the misguided attempt for some people that feel that abstaining from meat will somehow help the environment and undo the world polluting the world, even though it's like China and kinda India just taking strained greasy dumps into the ocean and like grabbing it and then like hurling it into the ozone layer. That's what China and India does every fucking day.
Yeah, and that's just like, and
there are people, and that's what right.
That's what we know
and
about.
Imagine all of the underhanded, God knows what have you will, that will become declassified 20 to 25 years from now. It's happening right now. So there are people who think that they could abstain from like chicken and beef, and it will somehow undo. If there's anything that's like systemic, it's pollution. And like the left can nail China to the wall over the environment alone, but no one. But then again, we live in mumbo jumbo times where the only standards are double standards.
Well, I think the issue here, and where we come from, is that the people here like to attack us for some reason. Like, you never hear environmentally conscious people here, at least in the circles I hang out in. They're never willing to go after other places because they want to fix the problems at home first. It's similar to the whole, like, we have detention camps on the border for illegal immigrants. China has death camps. One of these things is not like the other, because in one of them you're murdering people because of their beliefs, and in one you're detaining illegal immigrants. But people here will put the illegal immigrant ones ahead because they're here. But, like, you should really be worried about the other one.
But that's the weird outgroup preference mechanism to ensure, which is a multi-layered.
And then with environmental activists, you have people who are like, stop eating meat. You got to recycle your plastics, compost your food, help out at parks, get an electric car, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, right. And then for every 10,000 people that are like, I'm going to do all of those things and make it better, one factory in China.
Now, interesting point. to build on top of what Monoxis is saying, AFDH chimes in with, how are your takes on children are bad for the environment? To quote Doug Stanhope, abortion is green, all right?
I will expand upon it a little bit.
Now,
it's not just children, it's humans. So children are terrible because they grow up and then continue the problem of being a person on a planet where people kill the planet. So the more children means more people, means more pollution and waste, which means the planet dies faster. Realistically, if you really, really, really want to save Earth, the best thing you can do is kill yourself. But we all have to do it.
But you're gonna have everybody sign up at first and be all ballsy about it, and when like everyone
Dan Fink's about to save the
Earth. John Woo is about to save
John Woo. It was a joke. It was a joke. Also,
100
to be
square
fair,
miles of rainforest. John Woo.
One life will not save Earth. We all have to
Listen.
do it. Yeah, see, either we all do it or nobody does it. AFDH gets it.
Listen,
We all have to kill ourselves to save the Earth, or we have to give up on saving the Earth.
but realistically speaking, everyone signs up for it, all right? And then when you get to the due date, and let's say it's like a fucking like Friday, everyone meets up on Friday. Oh,
Save the Earth.
only anyone from like 38
Oh my god.
to
so
71% of people are going to go through with it, all right? You heard it here first.
But like that's totally
There are going to be people who will just...
That's a legitimate strategy.
They
of
didn't
saving the
commit.
planet.
There were people who committed before they fucking signed up for it.
But yeah, so I mean, as far as the children thing goes, but yeah, so and the worst part is I actively am looking into getting doing more volunteer work at parks and shit like that, and doing the little things you can do to try and slow the burning of the earth.
Who's fucking thinking globally, acting locally? Wow, that only takes common fucking sense these days.
Well, it's because like the idea is if everyone takes part in it, then we will change the impact on the planet.
Watch Monoxis, like, genetically
I thought you were
clone.
going to say looking into suicide. Not unless we all do it. The whole planet.
Come on, everyone, let's go save the Earth.
Everybody's got to do it.
So, Monoxis is gonna end up in like a, you know that movie like Multiplicity with Michael Keaton.
It's
So
hilarious.
like he makes clones of himself and they're all like different versions, and eventually there's like the incredibly slow version of, and he's gonna have all these Monoxis clones all in different masks. All right, like angry Monoxis, Fey Monoxis, and dumb Monoxis, just like in Multiplicity. All right, and like all of them, they just like clean up highways and parks and do all these other things, and he just stays at home and yells at people on Twitch.
Well, I mean,
In his bathrobe, but like he's live, but you can't tell that he stinks of gin.
rum. Right now it's rum. I packed away the gin for a little bit. Went for the spice rum route recently. Either way,
monster and savage.
Either way, fuck was I saying? I was talking about how my individual actions, which I believe there's this really weird idea that if we all pitch in and we all do our part and we like slowly adjust, we can save all this shit. But that completely ignores the most obvious thing in the room, which, as we mentioned, places like China and India who don't give a fuck. Specifically China in that case, because you know they're not going to be like, oh, we have to save the planet for everyone else and we have to like stop producing and making money off of stuff. Like, yeah, good fucking luck convincing them to do that.
It's
not
listen,
gonna happen.
Let it be known. I've always held on to the belief that China is trying to position themselves so when they get to the 100th anniversary of the People's Republic of China, 2049, they're aiming. So at 2049, they could, in a multipolar world, taking a unilateral stance, going, all right, we're number one.
China number one.
That is...
You know, it's funny, because if I'm not mistaken...
On top of them taking strained, greasy dumps into the ocean, all right? And like waffle stomping it into the fucking grate of the South China Sea. Just fucking... And just down the fucking drain of the South China Sea with their foot. Just waffle stomping that shit. And whatever doesn't go down the drain, all right? They just fucking hurl it into the ozone layer.
Well, I mean, as far as
And there are and then you go on fucking Tinder, and then you meet women who are like, and then I went to Iceland and I saw the Northern Lights, and then I decided like this is all going away, and that's why I decided to give up chorizo. And you have to sit across that, and then before you know it, like the environment is now bleeding into like parts of your personal life, and you can't escape it.
well,
And you know, it's one way you could fight this.
I love
You could
people
fight
being
this
aware
with
of it.
cheeseburgers. All right.
I love people being aware of it, but I don't understand the.
We're not picking on Hindus right now, but like, you know what you could do, like in your part to end orthorexia nervosa? Cheeseburgers.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about environmentalism.
Yo, Cookout at Kool-Aid's place, he's making cheeseburgers for everyone when the stream's done.
I
Just
mean,
come on down to Florida.
technically, if we got rid of cows, we'd reduce a lot of the issues we have as well.
Yo, if you're Hindu and you show up, like,
Not
we're not
wrong.
going to discriminate. Like, I think, like, Kool-Aid's got chickens. Like, actual chickens. You're going to watch them, like, fucking kill, cut, and clean them right then and there.
I don't think we should show that, but maybe. I mean, either way. Point is, for every one person who does that, you have places that are going to completely disregard it. On top of that, like you said, 2049 for them, right? If I'm not mistaken, years ago they said 2050 was going to be that like landmark year where if we don't reduce emissions and fix our our rivers flowing full of garbage,
Right.
like 2050 is the cutoff where it's like, nah, the planet can't be unfucked.
Really?
So it's pretty convenient that if we don't get our shit together by 2050, not only will the planet not be able to be unfucked, but China will be #1 at that time. So we'll be like celebrating the China #1 phase while also being like, and now the garbage planet that's always on fire and smells like meat.
Ran and
unfuckable.
owned by China. Ran and owned by China.
Yeah, it'll work itself out. If I'm not mistaken, and not to just consistently harp on China for their lack of environmental care, but I'm pretty sure they're also the ones where there was a well-known pesticide that basically just ate ozone, like fucking decimated, and there was a global ban on that shit because they were like, no, this is horrible. It's not. There are so many other alternatives. This just destroys the ozone.
This is, and not only is it destroying the ozone, like when its little particles reach the earth, it is worse than salting the earth. Like the leaves of grass are incinerating from the inside.
So, and then China was using it after the ban, lied about it for like I think it was a couple of months before people caught on.
Thanks, China. Bunch of jerks.
And then so as we said, like I said, like on paper we know how bad it is.
Let it be
how
known.
bad
Let it be known that twitch.tv/Monoxis
actually is.
banned in China.
Imagine how bad it actually is. If people like that, if governments like that exist, where it's like this is globally banned because it destroys the fucking like atmosphere of our planet. Please don't use it. We've been using it for 6 months and didn't tell anybody. We'll stop now. We swear. Meanwhile, like here's how much we're polluting on the books, and that's one country. And now the rest of the fucking world has
Right.
to like. But I gotta stop eating fucking steak.
And on top of this nonsense, all right. On top of this nonsense.
Bot! I got a ban. Give me a sec.
And now comes a bot.
Thanks for stopping on by. HS Monocrafter
You see?
0168 so that I can
Just
get
as
some big
Monoxis,
follows.
just as Monoxis begins to make a very coherent point, here comes a bot.
Hey, bot, go back into the earlier section.
Does anyone want to take bets as to where the bot comes from? So, ladies and jerks, hang on.
Get out of here with this prediction shit. Yeah,
So,
fucking...
Kool-Aider goes, Monoxis has 100 recolors like that weird Sonic the Hedgehog fan character. As John Woo goes, fuck China. That's right. Kool-Aider goes, cheeseborglers. AFDH is all, at Kool-Aider, will you serve regular burger or green suicide burgers? AFDH, would you take like aqua suicide burgers or like purple velvet suicide burgers or like jade green suicide burgers or like filthy emerald found somewhere in like South Sudan burgers?
Come on, John Woo. If Russia and China were working together, we'd have a much better system. It's the fact that they're not working together.
Kool-Aider chimes in with, the people in development in the back of me have chickens. We have wild chickens around here too. At AFDH, I can make whatever people want made to order. You heard it here first, because Kool-Aider is the best person you could have in your party if you're ever doing anything from legal to redacted things. All right? He may or may not be a Highlander. So, He reminds AVH later, a green suicide burger is just a bootleg Percocet pill that has 100 milligrams of fentanyl in it.
Also made in mycelium.
Not 17. Now you're here. Gracias por tu presencia aquí hoy noche. No me sabe que usted tenía bárbaros cuando usted era poniendo. No sé si usted usa la computadora o los teléfonos, pero usted dice que English, sangre, era corriendo adentro de tu nariz y eran tus bárbaros.
I gotta pull up the Twitch info where it says that we're gonna be speaking English.
And I was like, dude, I didn't even know you had a beard.
Made in mycelium's point, though, it is real that it takes less land to feed with people with plants than meat, but that would mean less meat, not zero meat. Fair, yes.
Try the waitress, tip your veal. I'm here all week.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think we're really talking about
AMDH
finding ways to make it work.
But has 20 milligrams more righteousness.
I don't speak Spanish. I'm doing my best. Here's the thing. I don't know if you've been hanging
John
back.
Woo banned in China, good. You see, even John Woo, and listen, and people who don't know John Woo are going to be afraid to criticize him because they look at his last name and they think he's some sort of angry immigrant from Shanghai.
That's a good defense mechanism.
And not like shitty Beijing trash.
It's a good defense mechanism. Put Woo on the end of your name and no one will come at you. Not in the current year.
Come on, greasies. Come on, you greasy chinks. Come at me. 1v1 me anywhere you want.
Don't say that on fucking Twitch. You're going to get us canceled.
All right. I got one.
You don't get any. If Twitch gets onto that, they're going to cancel the stream.
Let's see if China has its gross vampire beak and tendrils wrapped around Twitch, and they're going to be like, give us the one in the blue mask. But like, whatever is Chinese, and give us the one in the blue mask.
That's not the point. You can't be talking about fucking armor like that.
Hey, a Chinese desk jockey who's all like broken English understanding on the desk, all right? So you let people know to watch Ghost Jail episode 5. I got some thoughts about the Chinese.
Just saying, if you keep that language up, Twitch is going to cancel us. Not just Twitch. People are going to cancel us in general. But cancel. They're going to say mean things on Twitter and get us shouted.
Well, look at what they did to the environment.
Well, I want to talk about the environment, not China. I don't care about fucking China.
Look at what they did in the environment.
Of course, and like as mentioned earlier, you got fucking people who are it's like, oh, we're going to switch to eating all... You know what? I guarantee you, if a majority of the world switched to a moderately plant-based diet, first of all, they'd have a lot of bitch tits because of all the soy. Second of all, we would still have pollution problems because places like China wouldn't stop pumping garbage into the water. It doesn't fucking matter what you eat.
Right now, as you hear this, right now as you're watching, there's a river somewhere in China turning yellow because of a chemical dump. And all these like fishes are going to show up like belly up, and they're going to be like pictures of it. And then like anyone posting about it on Twitter is going to get either shadow banned or outright banned, and they're going to try to hide it. And then before you know it, like they're going to be verified jerks who are all like, well, China's doing better for themselves. They could afford to exploit their own natural resources as they see fit. And it's like, you're a women's studies major, PhD, with like a mediocre column in the New York Times, and you're verified. Why are you talking about China? Like, and there are 133 of them. Just useless, just jerks who are just anything. The United States Army in Afghanistan could like wipe out a village tomorrow if it like took out a terrorist, and they're going to be people who are like, yeah, well, like, unlike Trump, he just did it and he didn't boast about it. Yeah, good for them because they're threatening our freedom. And it's like, this is a weird warped parody of the morality we had 20 years ago. Like, just now, George, because when Biden is okaying drone strikes, kind of like when Obama was okaying drone strikes, it's okay.
The drone strikes don't exist when there's a blue president. They're not real, Haynes. That's a myth.
So,
all right, we're not talking about drone strikes. We're talking about how many countries have to go entirely green to unfuck the planet. Now, mind you, if an entire country's people goes green, but the corporations that exist inside the country still dump garbage in the water, does it have a positive impact? I imagine no. Also, can you buy certain, like, we have to get rid of plastic, right? That's a thing?
I mean, what if...
I'm just saying in general, like, period, must get rid of, yeah?
Ladies and jerks, I like the idea of George Carlin's take, and where, for whatever reason, plastic cannot be made like without outside help. It's one of the it's
Well, yeah, it's not naturally occurring.
It's one of the
Yeah.
few things that
Here anyway. There might be a planet where plastic is like naturally occurring.
but maybe
I don't know. I'm just
the fantastic plastic planet. I'd fucking want to go there.
there you go. Plastic
So
planet.
so in the quest for Earth to somehow gain plastic, it needed humans so they could make plastic.
Yeah.
So now and so Carlin used to joke like, what if the whole point of this was just Earth plus plastic? Because like it never dissolves, it never like
It can last forever. In
more
theory,
or less.
Yeah, in theory. I think there's actually, if I remember correctly, I remember reading an article that there are some breeds of fungus that have adapted to eat plastic.
Really?
So we've definitely got stuff that can decompose it. Like break it down.
Alright.
It took, I mean,
Go Earth!
so yeah, the Earth survived long enough to be like, all right, you fucked me with all the plastic and ruined it, but I made things that decided to eat the fucking plastic now.
Alright.
Although, here's another thing. As far as the whole
Earth, yeah, you gave me a little bit of hope. Because it's really easy to lose hope about Earth every waking moment of the hour of the existence that we're here in meat space.
Very tiresome too.
But then you see fungus, and they're just slowly gnawing away at plastic.
Well, I was going to say, as an alternative to environmental activism in favor of saving the planet, what if we flipped the script and decided that the planet was our enemy, and we're here to destroy it, but also dominate it? So, instead of saving the planet, why don't we figure out how we can continue to destroy it, but also make it habitable? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck Earth. Earth's our bitch. We'll do what we want with it, but also let's not kill ourselves in the process.
You mean you don't
You mean
you don't want to save the planet?
I mean, like, we can save the planet by getting rid of us.
Or we could save the planet.
Or we can say fuck the planet, but save ourselves. Because I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Oh, so you're all like humanity number one.
Yeah, like humanity number one. Like when people were like, oh, we gotta save the bees. Or, alternatively, we can make robot bees. And then we can eat the bees.
But then no, but why would you... But if we eat the bees, we're not going to get their precious honey.
And the same way, like, everyone's like, oh, we can't fucking have all these animals dying to make food because it takes too long. Well, you know what? Now we have synthetic meat. So fuck the animals. We don't even need them anymore.
We don't know, but now you're eating meat that didn't come with a soul.
We don't need them. Thing. We can grow the meat.
This is not right. I do not know. Synthetic meat is inherently evil.
I don't. I'm saying, like, in the course of
my uncultured culinary taste, I see it that way. But I just don't.
You have two paths here. There's like I guess technically there's the three paths.
Are you like 3D printing a fucking steak?
No, no, it's the same thing as cloning. It's growing the meat from cells of meat. So like, it's as if I were to be like, I'm gonna take a sample of your like forearm muscle, and then in a lab use the tech that they have for it to grow that forearm muscle.
Okay.
But the forearm muscle is no longer attached to you. It's just a copy of your forearm muscle.
But that forearm muscle you end up putting on a grill and
then eat
it.
But we do that with like cows and sheep and chicken and like, I don't know, fish. Maybe if we're really lucky.
Or we could do it with salmon.
Or we can get like dinosaur DNA and grow dinosaur meat.
I think it might become a little complicated if we start doing it with seafood. But like
possibly, I don't know the fucking science behind it. All I'm saying is, so you got the save the planet option, right?
Shrimps. Well, I don't think shrimps would end up tasting the same if they were just crafted in a fucking lab. Like in my opinion, what do I know?
Monoxus came with an example of what he'd eat pretty quick. Look, save the planet, and there's a lot of ways to do it, but most of them are unrealistic. And people will be like, well, in an ideal, shut the fuck up. Ideal society doesn't exist. We live in the real world with real world consequences in places like an unknown, not specified country, because I'm tired of talking about them, who will just be like, go fuck yourself. Fuck the planet. Fuck everybody else. And that could be us.
And that's why he wants to volunteer and clean up the park.
So there's save the planet, which is very hard, realistically. There's continue on the path we're on and pretend nothing is wrong until, like, shit's on fire, you know?
I think that's to what you said, 2050, right?
2050. Or, and my alternative path, fuck the planet. Let's figure out ways to make the planet work for us.
That only really works in the long term if you use this planet as a jump-off point to another planet.
Well, of course, they were going to stay on it.
That is the only way.
This planet was built to burn. It is full of coal and oil.
Let us harvest all of the precious minerals and rare metals and delicious gems in Africa before we go for Latin America.
Let's just harvest everything and then go to the next one and do it again.
Why is he not working for McKinsey? That's all I want to know.
So I'm saying, like, and as somebody, like you said, who wants to go to the park and help clean, and I do my best to not waste food, and I mean, granted, all this electronic shit and whatever, and the air conditioner, no, that's nice. Neither is the smoking, and but the point is, I do what I can. But fuck the planet might be the better option in the long run.
All right, so
I'm not sure we can do the short-term save the planet plan. So not with the way we do things now.
So, ladies and jerks, if you're
unless we all just,
Ladies and jerks, if you're just chiming in right now, here at twitch.tv/Monoxus, Monoxus would like to tell you, fuck the planet, all right? I have a differing view, but that's neither here nor there, all right? Now, give me just a moment to catch up with Twitch chat. Not 17, I hope your nosebleed is better. So, John Woo is all, oh, he said shink. Like, squeeze me, not 17. Yeah, I'm not going to bother to tell him to scroll up. I'm very sorry, and it's not personal. So John Woo goes, Haynes is fucking wild. He said greased up armor because he plays D&D +2 heavy armor. I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations, John Woo. Not 17 goes, I think as long as there is competition, countries will never give up things that give them advantages but hurt the environment. I think it will only happen if there is a super powerful global government or made technologies that made polluting tech obsolete. That's...
you put robots in charge and we stop getting the right to make decisions.
Listen, that is the kind of idea that, like, of course, that would only make sense. But, like, Boston Dynamics needs to make four-legged things that could go upstairs and open your door.
Well, that's the same.
Because reasons.
It's the same. I had, slightly off topic, but in relation to the whole idea of competition, it's kind of like saying you want to have a globally unified human race, right? Mm-hmm. But that will never happen. Because in order to have humanity globally united, you can't have different religions. You can't have different views on what is the most important thing, whether it be intellect or wealth or strength or creativity. So long as we are individually different for whatever reason, whether it be beliefs, the color of our skin, how we hold ourselves, our morals, humanity will never unite. Ever. You'd have to have a single type of human.
If the Watchmen taught us anything, then you would need an outside factor.
I am not a globalist. I don't believe...
John Woo is calling Monoxus a goddamn globalist.
I've already said this before. I think the greatest thing humanity could do to make us work more coherently together is segregation. And not segregation based on, like, what you look like. Segregation based on your school of thought. The things you believe should be the communities you belong to.
Now, real quickly, I'm going to get back to this. All right?
I want to put all the racists in one goddamn place so we know where the racists are and they can live happily amongst themselves.
We could just put them in, like, where? Montana, Missouri?
I don't care where, but you get what I'm saying. All the furries can have their own fucking city. I mean, granted, I don't think furry counts as a school of thought, or you get what I'm saying. Not segregation, like, get the fucking blacks and the whites and the yellows. No.
So, I would like to get back.
Not a good system. I'm not saying it's a good system. I just think it's a better plan than let's pretend we're all the same.
I would like to get back to A of the H's comment in terms of children.
Aha! You can't say that word.
Children having an impact on
Atlantis?
the environment.
Oh, sorry.
Listen, Hotlantis, evidently. So John Mughal, synthetic weed is very bad. Yes. Fun fact: Tim Heidecker has a story where he tells, like, where evidently, like, the son of a neighbor, and where he was living in LA at the time, had smoked synthetic weed and then, like, stabbed him in his back after a chase where he hid in a bar, and, like, he hid in the bar and then, like, he stabbed him.
Jeez.
So that happened. Synthetic weed, ladies and jerks, you heard it here first. ABH goes, yeah, plastivores are a thing. Turns out some things could already eat plastic, but also new organisms have emerged through adaptation that eat plastic.
Yeah.
The thing is to predicate the enzymes and make it happen and spam them into an industry. Replicate, excuse me. Well, you see.
Which is great. I'm just glad that it's a bad word because I made it a bad word. I know I'm jumping down, but we'll get there.
AFDH should be narrating National Geographic, and when they're just showing, like, angry mushrooms that have, like, well, you know, you could see the patterns where they have, like, what would look like eyes and a nose and a mouth, but how come the mouth is never, like, happy? The mouth is always, like, downturned, and there are, like, lines over the eyes where it would be. What is up with these mushrooms? Why are they eating the plastic? Why does this one mushroom in particular just love Coca-Cola plastic? Let's find out. And then it's like an ultra mega zoom up.
I mean, I imagine it has to do with whatever it processed.
And it's like a fast motion, like time lapse of like 48 hours of footage, but it just like slowly consumes a Coca-Cola bottle.
I mean, there are things that adapt way better to surviving on Earth than humans do. Let's be fair. That's kind of what that's all about right there.
Not 17 goes, what is up with these mushrooms is a great goddamn question. That's right. Excuse me for skipping ahead. So,
that's fine.
Kool-Aider goes, at every fake meat factory, there's an old Italian lady who gives the medal week every batch to curse humanity forever and always. Oof. Kool-Aider hitting it home with the fucking Italians. Before you know it, he's going to start talking smack about the Sicilians. Watch out. A of the H, abs control his mind. You're going to have to ask Monoxus. By July, this guy's going to be like grating cheese on his abs as a trick on the beach. And women are going to be flinging themselves at him. But by then, he's going to be having like MMA experience because dudes are going to be mad thirsty and defensive and angry. And they're going to have like macho insecurity. And like he's just minding his own business at like fucking Rockaway Beach. Because Coney Island Beach, let's be honest, it's fucking gross and disgusting. And you go there and you have a 4% chance of getting superpowers going into the Coney Island beach waters.
You have a weird idea of what I'm going to do with my well-developed body. Like, yeah, I'm going to go to the beach.
So he's gonna go to Rockaway Beach.
I'm gonna read on the beach,
and then he's just gonna like grate cheese on his abs, and then like women are gonna be flying at him like M. Bison, but in reverse, and it's gonna be disgusting. And then like dudes are gonna feel like mad insecure.
Headings.
And then they're just gonna get like this close, and it's gonna be ugly, and like he's gonna be like doing arm bars on the beach and like choking people out. And it's gonna be funny because like the tide, like he's in this position right now. He's back, but he's got like a guy like this. And like the tide is coming,
James, what world
and the guy is all like,
What world do you live in that women throw themselves at men like that?
They do that to him on Tinder. They do that to him on Hinge. Even though like so many of them are busted, according to him. Jeez Louise!
If it was that easy, my God, why would I put effort in if it was that easy?
Oh, look at Mr. Humble over here.
I gotta exercise. I have to like bite my tongue when I'm around people because I don't want to say stupid things. I have to act like I care about certain things.
Hey, you know how you could fix the environment? How about you just like, dale la pinga on women who have like birth control and keep them happy so then when they could no longer ovulate, they're just like useless spenders and they could help perpetuate the earth being a smoldering ruin that is powered by the suffering of others. So he could just like, whatever you want to call it, like if you're a Dominican homie, he's like fucking like giving her the plátano, Like if it's fucking Greek, he's fucking giving her the beefsteaki. From sea to shining sea and coast to coast, coming soon to a fucking town near you. Kill your sons, lock up your daughters. It's fucking Monoxus.
Milk your wife.
Milk your wife. Milk your wife so you could eat the cheese and you could get your ass to Clinton.
But like again, I don't know what world you live in where that happens.
Mr. Humble, back on his bullshit.
I really don't. I mean, I wish it was the case.
Look at him riding his chariot and steed of Humble. And listen. Let it be known that as all this is happening, DJ El Primo, Mad Muzan, is somewhere in the rafters, and he's got like gallons of quarter water just ready, like at a moment's notice. And I'm not sure why, but I'm really glad that happened. And I really hope he bought some like Whoppers, because I haven't had Whoppers in like fucking forever. In the past 2 days, I've just been like, man, that would be really awesome if I could get some Whoppers. I had a Heath bar, and it was better than I remembered.
Heath bar? What the fuck's a Heath bar?
It's just chocolate with toffee.
Sounds tasty.
It's really good.
You know what I had recently that was really good? Like the little...
Some self-loathing woman on Tinder. That's what you had recently that was really good?
No, actually one of my partners was really good this morning, but that's a whole different story. I was hungover as shit. It was a great morning. I had, those little ice cream, like, bite things?
This motherfucker kicking women out of his place at random hours of the morning.
She kicked me out of her place. She had to go to work. She was super nice about it, though. Her roommate was like getting ready to go to work, and she was getting ready to go to work, and I was just walking around.
Do you think I'm lying, ladies and jerks? So, So to get back to Twitch chat,
I had the little ice cream pop things, but they were covered in crushed chocolate. It was delicious. There.
for breakfast.
No, not for breakfast. I was craving like ice cream because of the diet and they're not eating tasty things. And I was like, if I just buy a thing of ice cream, I'm gonna eat all of it. And they make those little like bite-sized ice cream things that are covered in stuff, and it was covered in crushed chocolate. I was like, this is perfect because I can eat like 2 of them and then put it in the freezer and satisfy the craving and be done with it. It's fucking.
You see,
they're so
discipline.
good,
Discipline is how he got in and out of that, like a bank robber. All right, like just in and out surgically, just clocking in and clocking out. Oh, you see, El Primo chiming in with darkness imprisoning me. That's right.
It's alright. It's just work. You'll be fine.
Listen, El Primo, were you able to put us up on the smart TV? Let us know.
Yes, please. If we are up on the smart TV, I want a picture and I want it on Twitter.
Listen. Oh, by the way,
Send me pictures of myself.
AFDH, Rockaway Beach is a Ramones song. There's just a somewhat related note. Seriously. And the if you want, yes, it is. Rockaway Beach.
Is that the name of the song?
Yes, it is.
Really?
If you want to go to a good beach around here, you have to know someone who drives, and you can make your way to Jones Beach. And like, depending on how traffic is, it's either this like fucking flawless, awesome, listening to like ZZ Top, like fucking like 28-minute drive where you're flooring it.
Long Beach is nice too.
And then, if you're stuck in traffic, it's this grinding.
And if you want a really nice beach,
you're probably listening
drive yourself
to
over the Carolinas. And that takes a fucking, that's a long ass trip.
You're probably listening to either Boris or The Maggot by Melvins.
Are you talking
it's
about
just
what
unbearable.
you listen to on the way to the beach?
No, just like having to fucking go to Jones Beach when there's traffic. It sounds like how it feels. It's
I
just
got you.
fucking
Oh yeah,
just-
because you're just trapped forever.
That's that's it. That's it.
And when you get close enough to the beach, you like the highway, like the roads there have the
You
fucking.
could see it and smell it, and it's just torture.
There are those giant sand dunes like leading up to the beach, so you're just like stuck in traffic, and everywhere around you is just like sand and wind, and you're just like,
and you're hearing,
I just wanna go to the beach.
and like, the seagulls off in the distance.
Jones Beach also has a fucking horseshoe crab issue.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I don't mind them because, I mean, on the topic of environmentalism, I'm a huge fan of bug-like creatures. We call them insects here on Earth. I love them.
This guy
A
over
lot
here.
of people who are environmentalists really want to save animals, and then they step on bugs, and I don't understand what their problem is.
You heard it here.
Bugs
first,
are more
folks.
important to the ecosystem than, like, most animals are.
You see?
Fun fact.
Look, and listen,
You gotta save the bugs
Monoxis,
first.
Monoxis can easily take the high road and offer you some bullshit duality of man argument, but he's not. He's pointing out that people who are really hung up on, like, let's be honest, saving the cute, cuddly animals, but you know, and even
Don't eat the cow because reason. We should probably not also be stepping on the ants, you piece of shit. Because they kind of help with things. Meanwhile, people are like, but like roaches are gross. Roaches kind of eat all the fucking garbage you leave around.
roaches have been around since the Book of Genesis, and even before that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Roaches are gonna outlive us.
They
They might mutate and become intelligent.
roaches can survive nuclear, like, whatever.
Is that true? I've always heard.
I'd like to believe it is.
I don't want to believe it. I think it's bullshit. I don't think anything survives nuclear anything.
I believe.
If somebody in chat can chime in, let me know. Because I don't believe
Sour
that.
Scrot is roach pilled.
I don't
so
think
listen.
anything can survive nuclear fallout or a nuclear blast at all.
So, not 17 goes. I said that group could live in Atlantis. How is for? Oh no, we're not gonna go. That is a very long
Actually,
story.
I kind of want to explain that just real quick since Made in My Slave doesn't know how that happened. So, because we had the whole like ISIS got auto banned last time we were doing stuff. ISIS yeah, well, yeah, the was thing that is, I believe, it's because I use Streamlabs and I'm not sure if it's a Streamlabs auto ban via Twitch or because Streamlabs just knows that Twitch doesn't like certain words,
right.
so it works alongside with Twitch. Was is auto banned on chat in general. Furry, I personally told the bot to ban the word. That is the, if you looked at, if I showed the screen when it was like, oh, because you can have like banned words, because obviously like racial slurs and things in chat auto ban, you're not gonna worry about them. Furry was an active choice to put on the ban list.
Mm-hmm.
Technically though, I'm pretty sure you can say furries, like plural, and it gets through because I didn't put it on there, but I probably
This
should.
is true. All right. Watch him catch himself slipping.
Yeah, narc chat bots. I mean,
because you see, according to Aristotle, A man cannot be a hero unless he sees the root of his own downfall. So here we have Monoxis who's going, we should probably put furries as the auto manual mandated for the bot. And if he doesn't do it later, right now you just saw the beginning of his downfall.
You know what was interesting though? Fun fact, behind the scenes moment, I guess, when I was setting up for streaming way back when we first got this all rolled out, and I'm working with Cameraman on it, and I'm like, okay, like we have to figure out how we're going to set this up. And then I use Streamlabs, and it was like, oh, you get CloudBot. It's just part of the fucking system. And it was like, oh, you can put a chat filter. And I'm sitting there being like, Cameraman, we got to fucking I'm like, we got to fucking put a bunch of words on this. We don't want any of these things getting, it's right. Put it back in the bag. I have one. I don't need two.
No.
I don't.
Come on. Don't be a dick.
Either way. So, they gotta ban words.
See, he's like this all the fucking time to everyone anywhere. It could be like the Pope, his third favorite painter of all time, and the best 4-star chef in Louisiana, and he'll still be a dick.
Third favorite painter. I gotta think about that one. Either way, I was like, you gotta ban words. And Counterman's like, all right, so let's go. Like, what do you need to ban? And like the first word that came to mind, mind you, this is before I realized that Twitch like auto ban shit.
Oh, look at him keeping this jerk.
Because I didn't know about the auto ban. So the first thing that came to mind as a word that I think should be banned.
Watch me regret that. Like 27 minutes later.
Is the only word that is currently banned.
Well,
because the first word that came to mind was furry.
You could double up and you could round it out with a plural.
I'm just saying. I think that's a good what's a good test of someone's character. If you had to ban bad words, what is the first one that comes to mind?
The grossest word, furry.
Well, a racist might think of, a word that has a hard R. And
gamer word?
One of the gamer words. And, like, someone who is very super fucking cis straight might think of an F word. That might be the first thing.
So why don't we talk about the Yellow Menace? Why don't we talk about the scourge known as China?
But for me, it was furry. First thing that came to mind. Word I don't want to look at. Furry.
I don't want to look at Chinese people.
That's racist. Don't respond. I don't want to hear anything about.
On an economic standpoint, I don't want to look at Chinese people.
Well, we don't have that video anymore. We have to remake that video.
On an economic standpoint, listen.
Yeah,
you know what you're doing to everyone? You know what they're doing to the free market? You know what they're doing to our freedoms?
Hold on. Now we gotta go back because there's some shit happening in chat that I'm not paying attention to. The bug thing, as far as we know, bugs don't feel pain. Hence, it's okay to eat and kill them, even though they are meat or a life form.
Gracias por tu presencia aquí hoy noche.
We'll get there. People who do that follow a brand of environmentalism that
in my entire life, probably
based on the problem of pain.
41 times.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing though. If you want to talk about pain, right? Like realistically, the only thing that we can confirm feels pain in the sense that we understand it. Like as humans with receptors and the ability to go like, ow, fuck, that hurts, like that kind of thing. We're the only ones that can feel pain like that, right?
I mean,
because nothing else really has like the ow, fuck, that hurts response.
Well, I disagree. I mean, animals feel pain.
I think anything with
animals
feel pain.
I don't think animals can conceptualize suffering, but animals fucking feel pain.
Of course they feel pain. I'm sure bugs feel fucking pain too when you tear a fucking roach's leg off. It's not like, oh, well, you know what? Fucking leg, I guess. I'm sure the roach is like, fuck! It freaks the fuck out.
Did you know that a roach can live 9 days, I believe, without its head, but you can't?
Where else are we? How many times? I think
41 male.
How many times do you guys think you said the N word in your entire lives?
I already answered, so I got to do 41 Hail Marys. Driver shaft is all.
Does it count if I typed it?
I don't know. Oh, very fair question. Now you have to rephrase that. Does that mean my answer is null and void? Now hang on. I don't know, man. Ever stepped a spider, shit some speck, and then fuck? No, because unless that spider is some sort of like life or death ordeal, like killing spiders is bad luck. All right, so and not just because the cows say so, but killing spiders is bad luck. So
I mean, I ultimately.
Twitch chat. Hang on.
Twinkies
can survive a nuclear holocaust. That's right, El Primo. Kool-Aid is all narc chatbots. Hey. Someone's got to do this job.
Hold on, though. See, like that Twinkie shit is also nonsense because you can nuke a fucking Twinkie out of existence. It just survives the fallout.
Only if you're aiming at the fucking Twinkie.
Well, if the Twinkie's in the blast radius. The Twinkie's not going to survive.
We're going to get to this in a minute, all right?
No, we're not. We're going to get to cheese in a minute.
Well, then let me finish Twitch chat while I can. A of the H is all the bug thing. As far as we know, bugs don't feel pain. Hence, it's okay to eat and kill them. Even though no. Even though they are meat or a life form. All right. So, Yes and no, but we'll get to that in a
But
moment.
that goes back to moral eating as well.
People who do that follow a brand of environmentalism that basically makes an ethic case based on the problem of pain. Which, because you see, they're trying to reclaim something. I don't know if they were damaged and then they project that suffering and misery onto the precious animals.
Synthetic meat.
And it's all right. And then Twitch chat loses their sense of breathing. So just bear with me because we have to discuss cheese in just 48 seconds from now.
You got a couple minutes. Get through the chat. Come on, you gotta catch up. I'm caught up. You gotta catch up.
El Primo chimes in with absolute horror. I cannot live. I cannot die. And
bugs eat each other all the time. Yeah, they do. So do animals. Weird, right?
And now A of the H is going to play "Breathe" by Mudvayne because he can and he will, and now he remembers. Now you can't turn it off.
In fact, John Woo thank you for mentioning that bugs eat each other because animals eat each other and some plants eat bugs.
Did you know that Japanese bug fights is a real thing?
Yeah, of course. It's amazing.
Well, the ladies and jerks at chat, do you know?
If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. It's horrible. They're making things kill each other. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. Watching like a swarm of like here's a big ass spider. What's it fighting? Like 50 ants. Go.
Here's an Atlas beetle versus a scorpion.
Yeah, that shit's cool.
Oh, dung beetles? I'm not sure.
Driver Shaft. Quick topic. Did you know that there's cockfighting on Twitch?
Really? On Twitch?
My boy's been sending me links where he's like, yo, randomly they'll just have cockfights on Twitch. And then Twitch will be like, I'm banning this shit.
I feel left out. I want to know where these
cockfights
are going.
Twitch constantly bans the account, but people just keep making new ones and just putting cockfights on Twitch.
Well, listen, Twitch. Listen, there's money to be made. There's money to be made.
Fucking cockfights on Twitch.
Betting on the meanest fucking rooster in East Elmhurst, okay?
John Woo, honestly,
I want to bet on the meanest rooster on East Elmhurst.
The next time my boy sends me a cockfight link, I'll immediately send it to you and hope to God, on Discord, that you're available.
Now, John Woo chimes in with, bugs don't feel suffering, but mammals do.
Hey, bug follow-up.
Thanks, Abe. I can't argue against that because bugs can't conceptualize suffering, but they do feel pain, all right?
Hold on, you gotta read A of the 8 before we get to the cheese conversation. That's a big comment.
Wait, Driver Shaft begins with, are there any bugs that are gay in nature? I'm going to have to go with yes, by virtue of just gayness being on fucking Earth. John Woo's all those beetles. Fuck the beetles. All right, Driver Shaft is the ones that eat shit. Yes, the dung beetle, Sisyphus, the original dung beetle. Kool-Aid is all Chad rhinoceros beetle versus virgin dung beetle. Excuse me. Atlas beetle is where it's at. Atlas beetle is best beetle.
All right, Google, time to have a weird search that you can.
John Woo is all what? And Sour Scroat chimes in with what I'd like to believe are 3 Pikachus. I could be wrong. John Woo is all no way. El Primo is all Japanese bug fights are amazing. You goddamn right.
Hold on,
John Woo is all actually send link.
Driver Shaft, and in reference to the whole gay bugs thing, it 100% happens. In fact, I did it because I was like, I have to actually look that up, and then I realized, no, I know about this shit because I remember watching stuff about it. The funny thing with bugs and doing the gay shit, it's almost entirely mistaken identity kind of things. Like a male beetle will walk up on another male beetle and be like, damn, that bitch looks sexy. And then go to bang it, it's like, oh, you're a dude. I mean, they're bugs, so they don't have, but that's what happens a lot. And they just they fucking, well, I guess
all beetle ass looks the same.
I guess they probably end up raping each other, right? If that's the case. But yeah, it totally happens.
Kind of like the Ionese chant.
But I don't think it's as much as because with humans, they'll just straight up be they want to. Because we actively engage.
Well, I mean, unlike the beetles, a male and a female ass looks different. Evidently, beetle ass is damn shoddy.
Beetle's just damn! And then it's bro! My bad.
So,
also, by the way, since you're on the tree that I'm trying to fuck bitches on, get off the tree. And then the beetle pushes his boy off and he's like, my bad.
And then the true bug fights happen.
So traps exist in nature. Yeah, kind of.
So Scrooge chimes in with, that's based, I want to know. Listen, Japanese bug fights. Let's just look it up yourself. I can't.
You're getting close.
So we're getting close to having to discuss cheese.
Get to the chat.
No, listen.
Get to the chat.
We will get to the chat. So, El Primo goes, look it up on YouTube. Driver Shaft is Mexican chickens or actual cocks. No, actual Mexican roosters with blades on their fucking, taps of their little fucking talon that are feet.
You can probably find dudes sword fighting too.
AFDH goes, bug follow-up. Maybe there are other ways of feeling pain, and that is a valid criticism. Classically, the question of consciousness, as in being alive or being able to experience something, provides the framework of ethics for rights. However, let it be known that human rights are a shortcut for human wrongs. That is also shaky because consciousness has also been understood as intelligence or self-awareness. In the end, I would pull a classic Monoxus and say you cook up whatever you want to hear or legitimizes your preferences. You heard it here, folks. Like, listen, you cook up a Monoxus. You take the Monoxus route. Bugs are gay, but well, man, bugs are gayer than Freddie Mercury making out with Rock Hudson on Fire Island as Liberace plays a piano made of dicks.
To be fair, Earth is pretty gay.
Earth is the gayest thing in the history since gay came from Gaytown.
Like, if there was a gayest planet, it's probably Earth.
Yeah.
Earth has the most gay stuff on it.
out of the Milky Way and the solar system, Earth is the gayest thing there.
I'd put my money that, like, in the entire universe, we're pretty up there.
Watch out, Planet Gay.
I don't know if we're
Earth
number
is
1,
coming.
but we're definitely, like, top 10.
We're like number 4.
In this solar system, number 1.
Number 1. No, we're unbeatable in this solar system.
I would imagine possibly in the galaxy. In the whole universe, there's gotta be gayer planets. But this planet, pretty gay.
Listen, I would say...
And for anyone who may be watching this as a VOD later, or like a shadow Twitch mod who's sitting in the back being like, say something to cancel you. It's not a criticism. I'm a big fan of this gay Earth. I'm just saying,
listen,
pretty gay.
This big gay burning Earth.
Homo sapiens. Come on, John Woo knows what's up.
Listen, John Woo, the derelict of dialect
So
chiming in.
gay.
Driver Shaft goes, there were way gayer planets in the galaxy, but they went extinct pretty fast.
The gayest planet no longer exists because they just never had a chance.
No, like on
They
day
couldn't
1,
procreate.
listen,
That's it. They're done.
the Big Bang happened, and day 3, there were enough like material for Planet Gay to form. And Planet Gay, like within the first 3 minutes, it already had a Bronze Age
So
and a
good.
thing living on it. And then like 17 minutes later, it was already the Industrial Revolution, and then it already started exploring like other planets with its gayness, and then it died out like
That's
by
like-
dinner time.
That's like the
All right?
Prometheans, but like gay. When do we call that? Oh, by the way, we're past the 7 mark. We gotta talk about cheese.
We will discuss cheese.
You
Now,
promised
hang on.
someone cheese. I don't know who you promised cheese, but you promised someone
Listen.
cheese.
We're going to be getting to cheese. We have to clear out Twitch chat, all right?
We're pretty
Because
good.
unless there are people in Twitch chat, we'll start fighting for cheese. So,
We gotta talk about dairy.
John Woo, you're a fucking hero, dude. No, none of us are heroes. We're just trash. We're just trash with masks from Queens. So, Driver Shaft goes, there's a guy who streams every new Marvel show the night it comes out on Twitch and hasn't been banned for like months. You see that? The itch goes, bugs are gay, but let me tell you about how gay the bugs are. Listen,
you don't have to
hanging
read
out
every-
in the Crisco disco,
I know you
like
think
at
you
all
have to,
hours of the...
You know you don't have to read all of chat out loud, right?
We're going to.
You don't have to. 'Cause
I can and I will.
It's not an effective way to use your time.
Oh, so like the Family Guy skit with the pink car, so traps exist in nature. That we can get through this in less than a minute, all right?
I'm just saying.
So John Woo goes, Earth is so fucking gay. Like, God, why does everything have to be so gay on Earth? Because it can and it will and it manifests that way, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's like Judge Holden, but like a lot of like, you know, the village people playing in the background and men with mustaches.
It's not Earth's fault it was born this way.
So,
On fire and gay.
So John Woo goes, he laughs and he goes, damn it, and A of the H goes, so Earth is gay and spreads like a virus. Well, you could take the view that humanity is a virus with shoes and it propagates itself, perhaps.
Virus or parasite? What do you lean more on?
Then, no.
Hold that thought. Cheese time.
That's-
You said you promised. I don't know who you promised. But you promised someone 7 was cheese. We're not talking
That's
about
right.
cheese. all
So we're going to be discussing cheese right now. So
cheese, like cheesing in like a game, like when Mortal Kombat does like sweeping kicks.
No,
over and
I
over
would-
again,
or-
like that kind of cheese.
or no,
Cheese, like the kind of fungus that grows on like your toes and in I guess on people's like dicks and inside of jeans. And where else does cheese grow? That kind of cheese.
I'm not talking about the health class 70s film reel of upside down oozing trumpets on infected genitalia.
So we're not
cheese.
talking about video
No.
game cheese, and we're not talking about body cheese.
We are also not talking about.
And made him I say like so bad jokes, like cheese jokes.
No.
Is that the kind of cheese we're talking about?
Well, I'd wanted to discuss, for example, there is the best feta in the world, and
Oh,
that
you
feta
mean
is
like
called Dodonis.
actual cheese?
Yes.
You want about cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Like real cheese.
How else do you get cheeseburgers without cheese?
What's
And you know how you fight orthorexia nervosa? Cheeseburgers.
Well, Haynes, since we're talking about cheese and chat, I'd like you to also chime in if you feel like jumping in. What's your favorite cheese?
Oh, well, I mean, it's really...
You can only eat one cheese for the rest of your life.
Dodonis feta.
Feta.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Specifically, because they're
No
different kinds of
question.
feta. No, I understand that there are cheddars and provolones and there's brie and there's smoke wood, blah blah blah. I understand there are vast, endless French cheese in it of itself. Is its own han wee like top shelf cuisine. All right, listen.
Cheese hour, let's go.
So listen, and on top of listen, without cheese you don't get spanakopita, which is like cheese pie, which is Greek food.
It's really good. It's really good.
So
what's the spicy cheese dip with a T? I always pronounce it wrong.
Oh fuck!
You know what I'm talking about, though. I always pronounce it wrong because my the Greek blood in me is drowned out by Sicilian blood.
Well, up in the north it's called apostinisbe, but I know they call it something else in regular dialect.
Well, here it's like a T, like with TF, nonsense. The Greek language.
Taramokasa, I think.
I don't know what the fuck it's called. All I know is that shit's slamming.
Oh no, and because it's all things to eat with the pita and the olives before you end up getting to the fucking lamb, and then they take the fat of the lamb and they use that as one of the ingredients to make the potatoes.
I'm not seeing favorite cheeses in the chat.
So
favorite cheese now.
So granted, there are different kinds of cheeses that I would stand by, like any day of the week. For example, like nacho cheese is an actual cheese that is usually grated and shredded, but you can.
The queso?
Well, queso is not cheese. Queso is called queso, so it does not hold up to USDA standards of the necessary milk and dairy product.
Are you telling me that my jarred queso is not cheese?
How much calcium does it have?
I mean, I don't actually eat that shit. When I make chips with cheese, I get like proper cheese and melt it on myself. What am I fucking
this guy's got
buying
standards.
jars of cheese?
Huh?
What the fuck is wrong with you? Next thing you're gonna tell me is you buy your own salsa instead of you buy salsa to making your own. Like, what do you realize that making salsa requires nothing but like a blender, and like veggies.
You could just use a fork and a mortar and pestle and a knife and a cutting board.
I mean, you could you can hand chop that shit.
But
it's gonna get messy.
The point is,
there's gonna be a lot of salsa bits.
Listen, the point is there are a number of cheeses I would gladly stand by because, like provolone's not bad with salami.
Right. Oh, we got a pepper jack in chat.
Right. A pepper jack? Oof. Pepper jack is not to be trifled with because it has a lot of utility. Limburger, A of the H, chimes in with something that can equivocate to like a dairy product equivalent of a punji stick. Fucking Limburger. All right, I'll meet you.
I think I've had Limburger once in my life.
And it doesn't smell the way they want you to think it smells. In the same way that like back in the day they used to say how like anchovies were like ew gross anchovies, even though like these are delicious. Fuck you, fine. Miss out on this delicious fucking
pepper jack is good. Just grab and go. Honestly, like I'm glad. Oh, you can't choose a cheese. Like listen, John Woo, I get it. All cheese is good.
Dodonis feta. That will be the cheese. Because there are different kinds of feta.
I tweeted out the other day, like, eat more cheese. Because, like, cheese is delicious. But I'm not saying, just pick... If you had to have only one for the rest of your life, you only get that one, you gotta pick one.
So what's yours?
Ricotta.
Ooh. Fucking Guinea Dago wop cheese. This fucking guy.
And to be fair, there's a reason.
Because it's very easy to fucking spread. And
it's
you're not cutting
versatile.
Anything. All right, because he's going to be putting it in like what, ricotta,
so like
lasagna.
Today I baked a loaf of bread.
Mm-hmm.
It is bread with everything bagel seasoning. Do you know what I'm going to eat for breakfast for the rest of the week?
Bread with everything.
A slice of everything bread with ricotta spread on it, and I made homemade sun-dried tomatoes on top of that shit. Bang. You know what I normally eat for breakfast? Eggs. With a quarter cup of ricotta in it.
You see, unlike people who fucking sun your balls, no, Monoxis is all like sun your tomatoes. Like, what the fuck is your excuse?
Like, I had to dehydrated. I cheated. They weren't sun dried. They were just dehydrated. But man, dehydrated tomatoes are mad good.
You see, you can't stop this guy.
But yeah, and
He's like time with the
it
tides.
it can go into like sauces. It can be used as a spread. It can be put into other foods, like the eggs thing. You can make chicken parm, put some fucking cheese on that bitch. It's just, it works in multiple things. Can use it much like I imagine feta goes.
It's got utility.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you ever order
Now,
French fries from a Greek place, sometimes they're not just above giving you like they fry the French fries and then they put
herbs
it in
and
like
cheese on top.
and then they just throw feta and grind up herbs into it. Here you go, eat it.
Greek fries, they're great. Now,
how do you fight Greek fries?
To be fair, the statement that I made could be made for any cheese if you like the cheese enough, which I think is a fair argument. Motherfuckers who like pepper jack, you could technically put pepper jack on anything and go, this tastes good, even though it doesn't. And I'm not taking a shot at pepper jack. I'm just saying not everything goes good with fucking pepper jack.
Kind of, sort of, maybe.
But if we're being realistic and not just going, hey, it's my favorite cheese, I'll put that shit on anything. Things like ricotta and I would argue possibly Swiss. Mozzarella is another good one that can kind of go on a lot of shit.
Oh, mozzarella is one of the end-all be-all cheeses. Like, because then there's like hard mozzarella that you can get at a deli, and you can get like a pound, a half a pound, and then you go to like a salumiere, and you're like, give me some mozzarella, and it's this like floating orb of cheese in like water.
Yeah,
and that is a whole different ordeal. Mozzarella, it is very different.
It's very hard to make too. Not hard. Tedious is a better word. I'm gonna correct myself. It's tedious as shit to make fresh mozzarella. I've done it. I will never do it again.
Oh, intensifies.
I make my own pizza dough, my own sauce. Cheese is the one thing where I'm not making it myself. It takes too fucking long.
So John Woo
it's a whole process.
Can't choose cheese, love them all. John Woo, listen, you're gonna
said you have to.
John Woo, you gotta commit.
One.
You gotta commit. You can't pussyfoot around this.
Sorry, you gotta pick one.
So, not 17 goes, if that's the rule, then probably just cheddar. And you know what? Like, cheddar has many different varieties and flavors, and, like, it tastes different from different places. So, not 17 is going for, like, a ridiculous fucking golden oldie answer, and I love it.
Yo, what's up? We got any vegan cheeses in the chat?
If you have vegan cheese, unfollow and get the fuck out of here.
Parmesan's great, but, like, would you want Parmesan by itself for the rest of your life? No. Parmesan's good as like I'm gonna throw Parmesan on that bitch.
Well, here's the thing. In all honesty, listen, AVH. In all honesty, Parmesan cheese is more or less used as like a bonus multiplier. Let's say you're making like eggplant Parmesan, chicken Parmesan, veal Parmesan. Like once the tomato sauce and the mozzarella cheese is on this usually breaded and fried product, for the bonus multiplier of tastiness, you put Parmesan cheese. So Parmesan cheese as a whole, it is a hard, blocky, not tasty thing if you were to take a bite out of it.
Depends what you ask.
But if you were to run it through a fucking grater, okay. He just eats fucking like handfuls of it while he does sit-ups and then ignores women on his fucking phone.
Parmesan is good.
So then if you get like the veal, let's say you get like chicken cutlet Parmesan, like tomato sauce, and like it's breaded, and you go fucking crazy because you have like the flour and then the egg and then the breadcrumbs and then you fry it and then the sauce and then the mozzarella cheese and then the Parmesan cheese ends up becoming this obscene, arcane bonus multiplier
and here's
on
the thing,
all
though,
of it.
Because I have to chime in real quick because we're talking about Parmesan. And as somebody who's worked in places that sell pizza, and as a man who makes the pizza, or made the pizza for a living before the Great Reset, when you're talking about Parmesan, and chat, if you like Parmesan, and if you're that asshole who takes the cheese grater shaker at a pizzeria, and like douses your fucking pizza in the grated shaky cheese, thinking that it's like Parmesan, like first of all, stop. That is not actual like good Parmesan at all. Number one. Number two, I don't understand why more people, as you said, like big block of Parmesan. You can have a block of Parmesan sitting in your fridge in that little space inside of the refrigerator, that little cabinet where you keep all your cheeses. And if that's not where you keep all your cheeses, you now know that that's the cheese drawer. And you put all your cheese in there. And you just get like a hand grater. use fucking hand grate Parmesan on things.
Whenever you want. In
you,
fact,
you know people who like those fucking like those little tubs. I don't know where you guys are, but like the little fucking tubs of like the fake Parmesan.
Mhm.
People just buy those. Like, oh, fucking...
Even listen,
you can
even
just have a piece of actual high quality Parmesan.
if you've joined us here
and hand grate
live at twitch.tv/Monoxis. Monoxis is he's making the case for you. This is all you have to do. You go to a deli, a genuine deli, and you have to get Parmesan cheese. And you can take a hand grater and you can even put it on crackers and then put the crackers in the oven. And then you take the crackers out. If you have a toaster oven, Parmesan cheese becomes your second best friend.
It's a cheese drawer. I'm just if you're not using it as a cheese drawer, there's something wrong. It's a cheese drawer.
But
the fridge comes with a drawer for cheese. The same way veggies and
in spite of all of this,
fruit go on the bottom.
Hope go on top.
You know what I'm talking about, right? It goes on the bottom. Drinks are on the top. And there's a bunch, depending on the size of your fridge, there are shelving units for like storage, for your yogurt and your eggs, and
I would like to believe
whatever else you eat.
No, hang on.
And there's a cheese drawer.
Now hang on. Now hang the fuck on, Monoxis. All right. I would like to believe that different people from different countries have different layouts for their fridge. Because what he does might be seen as crazy or insane.
So they're using
someone
the produce bins on the bottom and the cheese drawer for something else?
I don't know.
Haynes, what's in your cheese drawer?
Donde feta.
Cheese.
There you go.
Chat, what's in your cheese drawer?
For you see, ladies and jerks watching at home, feta cheese is magnificent and delicious.
Haynes, be entertaining. I need more Coke.
And if you don't like feta cheese...
Coke the drink, not the drug.
I'm not going to tell you that there's something wrong with you.
Don't ban me, Twitch.
But you know, okay, kind of like how if anyone has anything bad to say about Ecuadorians because they don't exist, or people who have very strong views against Greek food, they don't exist either. If you do encounter them, that is on par with people who say that wealth is not the one true privilege. You are not obligated to take anything they say.
How the fuck did we get onto wealth is the one true privilege? In like 5 seconds.
You don't have to take anything they say seriously on a personal or on a professional level.
How the fuck did we get here?
I'm just saying that, like, if someone doesn't like Greek food, that is on par with not believing wealth is the one true privilege. Also, when was the last time you ever heard anyone talk shit about an Ecuadorian?
Cool
Never.
Leader has a cheese drawer.
You see?
All right, Cool Leader, you're all right by me.
So,
as long as you keep referring to it as a cheese drawer.
Not 17 goes, Monoxis has good genetics. I just eat a few pieces of toast after eating no carbs for a week and filled with shame. Not 17, eventually just going to have to start stabbing minotaurs in the woods to feel better about his carbohydrate chain.
There's a video coming, I want to say soon, but we have to sit down and film it. The quarantine weight video.
Hey, real quickly, what's up with, like, carbohydrates have been with us ever since the time of Jesus, all right? And even before that. But once carbohydrates was shortened down to carbs, now everyone lost their fucking mind over it and has really strong opinions about it.
What I was going to say is, when we do the quarantine weight video, I am going to go very in-depth on that stuff. So as far as the whole, like, all right, here's the thing. I drink like a monster. We all know this. All right, I have a drinking problem. And yes, I eat toast. But you know what else I do?
Look at him, Mr. Muscular McDickslinger. And he's all like, I eat garbage, I drink, and I sling chorizo 4 days out the week.
But the point,
look at him, fucking look at him.
We've already talked about, like, when we film that video, which again, probably in the next week, we have to go to that rally. I'm going to talk about this. Yes, I drink a lot of alcohol. And yes, I eat plenty of shit that you would think makes you fat.
I would like to point out that even though...
It's about balance.
Even though having 6 ounces or less on your person is legal in New York City, you still cannot drink in public.
You can. In Manhattan.
Well,
you can also pee in public in Manhattan.
This is true.
You can't do it in Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, or Staten Island, but in Manhattan, you can drink in public and you can piss in public.
Oh, excuse me, talking to Monoxis Esquire, who represents me in all matters of internet court, let it be known.
I don't know why that is either. This isn't about cheese, Haynes. Why are we getting... We're talking about cheese. It's the Cheese Power Hour.
Follow us.
It's been 20 minutes and we're already off topic.
Follow us at youtube.com/718TV, all right? and subscribe at twitch.tv/Monoxus. It's the other way around, I know, but still.
Do it anyway. Give me money.
All right.
Because the subscription costs money.
And
Give
you
money.
too. And you too can help him buy a gin and tonic to a woman whose favorite position is behind her husband's back.
I wouldn't get him a gin and tonic.
No, you're getting yourself a gin and tonic.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. More important than following and subscribing, and I think this is something we need to adopt.
Mm-hmm.
Share. I don't give a fuck about followers and subs. Share us. Right? Is that the way to go? That's the thing we're supposed to do?
What notes are you reading from?
I'm just saying, I think it's a better system. Share the videos.
Well, listen.
Share the stream.
If
Share
you
the
like,
Twitter.
Listen, if you like what you see, word
I'm
of
going
mouth.
to Manhattan to piss in public and eat cheese and drink wine.
John,
if you're ever in Manhattan and you want to go pissing in public and eating cheese and drinking wine, you have my information. Hit me up. You and I will paint the town yellow.
John Woo is going to have
color
a
our vomit
royalty
ends up
stream.
being. Red, right? Probably? Because I drink red wine. I don't drink the white.
John Woo is going to have a royalty stream. So listen, all right, ladies and jerks.
Yeah, we are.
Ay, Dios mío. Listen. I do find it fascinating how perhaps in Manhattan you can drink and pee in public, and this is true, but here...
Manhattan street gangs walk around with the cheese and a wine platter. I wish.
In Queens, if you're walking around with 6 ounces or less...
James, there's a big-ass cow behind us.
That's fine. Let Betsy do her thing.
You know what cows do?
Hmm.
They make cheese.
And you know what's part of a necessary component of cheeseburgers?
Cheese?
Yes. So,
Cheese. Okay.
how you can fight the orthorexia nervosa.
Cheese talk. No moral eating talk.
All right. So, you heard it here first. Monoxus is enforcing standards, and that's where we find ourselves today.
No more orthorexia nervosa. Even if Kool-Aid or ass, no more. You know what? I'm going to sit you down, and we're going to film it, and we're going to put it on the channel, and then you can put it to rest. You can burn it.
And now, look at him. He's all like, it's all Kool-Aiders' fault.
I'm going to ban you, Kool-Aider.
What was that, Kool-Aider?
I'm going to time you out.
Orthorexia nervosa. Listen.
I'm going to time... Cheese. We're talking about cheese.
Kool-Aider.
You promised someone on the internet that you don't know that we're going to talk about cheese.
Kool-Aider, I'm sorry, but I already answered your question. Do you have a more specific question?
About cheese and cheese-related
topics?
Listen,
there are different kinds of feta cheese, okay? There's feta cheese from Greece, and Greece has many different kinds of feta cheese, as a matter of fact, because they don't make it the same.
As a Greek man who is favoriting the feta, I have to ask, because I have feta in my fridge for my salads, what do you think is the best feta that you can casually get? Obviously not sure, there's a feta on the market somewhere that's handcrafted, made by, the sweat of Greeks.
Dodonis is a staple, and you can even go to Titan and get it from there.
Titan?
Yes.
Well,
this guy's got malaka in him. It's true.
What about all right, so let's say I went to a regular deli, right, like a grocery store. You're gonna have the domestic, you're gonna have the Bulgarian, you're gonna have the Greek. And you're gonna have probably some I don't know, generic Boar's Head brand, some company brand.
And depending where you go, even if it's not Titan, this fucking malaka over here, as you said, sometimes you will go to a place and they'll have Cyprian feta, feta from Crete. They'll have it's kind of wild.
On the generic brand, what would you recommend?
Dodonis. It's the best.
Is that something you can find casually?
You can go to Titan.
I'm saying if you go to a Key Food. You don't have the option to
listen here, Greek version of a Taco Bell dog.
Titan. You gotta go to a Key Food and get some feta. Which one do you grab?
Okay, just
because I have an answer as far as which ricotta you grab.
If they don't have Greek feta, and just whatever, you have to explicitly ask, because if you're going to Key Food, okay, Key Food is a supermarket chain here in Queens, all right?
Listen. You kill someone with a wheel of cheese. Yes.
Hey, real quickly, ladies and jerks at chat. All right, this is my favorite wheel of cheese story. So one time, Andrew Jackson, when he was after he was a president, he got gifted a wheel of cheese, right?
I think we've talked about this, but either way, yeah, it's a good cheese story.
And his wife is all listen, Andrew.
You haven't heard this one.
Andrew, you got to do something about this cheese.
No, hold on. You got to explain. It's not just a wheel of cheese. Like, it was a big fucking wheel of cheese.
It was a wheel of cheese that was so big he couldn't bring it into his house.
Yeah,
It
like,
just sat there outside.
so, because you can say, like, he got a wheel of cheese, and someone, like, my headcanon goes straight to, like, your normal block of wheel cheese, where, like, they can be, like, you know, yay big. Like, a good fucking, like, Parmesan block is, like, the size of someone's torso.
Right.
But we're talking about something where it's like, this motherfucker didn't fit in the door. That kind of wheel of cheese. So, it's a big fucking piece of cheese. Continue.
So Andrew's wife goes, honey, you got to do something about this. So he goes, all right, anyone who wants some cheese, come through. And for like 2 weeks, people from all across the country showed up with forks and ate the cheese.
The boys were eating cheese.
The boys were eating cheese for 2 fucking weeks straight. That's how big of a piece of... And mind you, General Patton, when he was in the Middle East, he measured how fast...
How much do you think a cheese wheel that size cost?
General Patton, when he was in the Middle East, like, he calculated how fast rumor and gossip travels, and he said that a rumor can travel 50 miles in the 24-hour span of the cycle of people rising and sleeping and XYZ and going about their day and talking and the hearing and the X, Y, and Z, all right? 24 hours, 50 miles, all right?
Hey, I gotta look into getting a massive cheese wheel for us.
So, Andrew's wife nagging him incessantly. And listen, Andrew Jackson was one of... Listen, on one hand, he
$900?
I'm not saying he's a slandered hero. For whatever reason, Andrew Jackson was like to hell with the Indians. And they were like, do you mean the dot or the feather, Mr. Jackson?
Costco sells a 72-pound cheese wheel.
72 pounds.
72-pound cheese wheel at Costco. What that bitch?
That's a little intimidating,
72
actually.
pounds of cheese. That's a stream right there. 2 men eating a 72-pound cheese wheel.
Show the jerks at home. Look, hold it up to the camera. You see this?
It's not gonna focus properly.
You see that?
Big ass cheese wheel. Marijuana is a hell of a drug. I mean, that's a lot of fucking cheese.
It is the size of that man's fupa in the picture.
Hey, come on, don't judge that man's fupa.
So listen, to catch up with Twitch chat, Manhattan street gangs walk around with cheese and wine platter. Listen, A of the H, I would not be surprised if that would throw off the initial PMC guards that, like, you know, stand outside buildings in the Upper East Side. Like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, John Woo chimes in with, dude, if I come to New York, we're going to ship us to be left and cows make hamburgers. And you know what else is fucking necessary? Cheese for cheeseburgers. That's right, John Woo. So, Kool-Ader goes, what is Orthorexia Nervosa? All right, I'll watch the VOD. All right, we're catching up.
You don't gotta read everything in chat.
We're going to have to because we can and we will.
No, it takes too long. You need to stop.
Because I have never eaten stuffed cherry peppers that they serve for cold antipasto with the fucking cubes of provolone and prosciutto.
They're not cherry peppers.
I mean, sometimes they have like the green peppers that are cut up into small pieces and drizzled with like olive oil and vinegar, but I have not had the cherry peppers.
I don't think they're cherry peppers with antipasto.
Okay. Although, I can't say exactly, but I have an idea, Kool-Ader. All right. So, weed ciggy. I think
They're also not.
I
don't think they're banana peppers either.
A of the H chimes in at Kool-Ader. Yeah, but they were drowned out by the pepper in my experience. Oof. A of the H coming in from Pepperville, where they just have like mounds of like, it looks like black sand beach sand golems from afar, but it's just fucking crackled pepper by waiters from hell itself.
If I'm not mistaken,
and
typically
in their fancy gloves and the fucking like thing over their forearm with the tray.
Peppercini.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken. It's the same shit. Like, I don't know. You guys might be able to chime in because people are kind of all over the states and out of the country. Papa John's here. Which, like, I don't know the last time somebody probably ordered Papa John. But if you can remember, Papa John's will send you pepperoncinis in the box here in New York.
Right.
When you order Papa John's, do they send you fucking pepperoncini peppers in the box?
We'd like to know.
Because if I'm not mistaken, and you know what? I could be wrong. He could, like, where Kool-Ader's from, they might put cherry peppers there. Over here, it's always fucking pepperoncini.
Perhaps.
In the antipastas.
Is it cheese time? You goddamn right, El Primo. We were discussing cheese earlier. Now, El
No,
Primo,
we're still
I
discussing
don't know.
cheese.
Damn it, because El Primo is a man who has his own tastes, who is all turf and no surf. And you know what you don't need fucking surf for? Feta cheese. And you know what the best kind of feta cheese you could get is fucking Dodoni's feta. So I don't know what kind of savage, well-water, barbarian landscape of Ohio that you could find feta cheese or even a Greek community.
Is she doing it?
But
Is she doing the thing?
oh,
So we have a neighbor across the way. I'm not showing it, but there's a neighbor that we have, and this neighbor feeds the birds on their windowsill. And I think they're prepping to feed the birds. See that? See that? See her cleaning the windowsill to put more stuff out for the birds?
yeah.
Yeah, her and I both feed the birds. I put like birdseed on my windowsill.
Look at him. He may or may not have levels in either Ranger or Druid. I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations.
I just like waking up to birds. They sound nice.
Hmm.
You know? Other than like my alarm, which is very aggressive and it yells at me.
If I remember correctly, it was the Wakey Wakey.
That was my old alarm. I have a new one.
Of course you do.
I change my alarm like weekly.
This guy. Fucking weekly.
Kind of.
What was it last week? Smarty pants.
It was, what was that song? From Turbo Kid. Tequila Sunrise, I believe is the name of the track. That was it for a while. I've had Daft Punk's Digital Love as my track for a while. The Midnight's Gloria was there for a while. What's it called? You Say Run from My Hero Academia was there for a while.
My alarm has been Sheeval by Melvin's for like the past fucking like 9-10 years.
I get bored of waking up to the same thing.
That's on you.
Right, except I found one that I really like.
Which is?
It's this guy, I believe this is not cheese related, but I feel like we're going off topic. But there's
Ever
this
so
guy.
slightly. We still got some fucking cheese to discuss.
There's this guy. I believe he's a musician at first, if I'm not mistaken. But he's also he has like live performances, and I mean I would say he's a comedian because some of his music is kind of funny.
Right.
So you may have seen him on like I think he's like
David Lynch.
No, he gets on like Reddit a lot. He's a new guy. He's not like an old thing. He's like
Stephen Lynch.
No. I can show
The guitar
you...
guy.
No, it's not someone that you would know. He's like relatively new, I think.
Mm.
But the point is, he makes like a front page of Reddit a lot with the stuff he does. Dude wears like a fucking robe and like mixes live music and like does the whole. What was that asshole who would record his voice and like loop it? Some guy did that, like Reggie something.
Oh, Reggie Watts.
Yeah, that guy. So
Okay.
It's similar to that, but some random fucking dude. And he made
Oh.
a track. It's like a 40-second thing where it's basically him just making a beat and being like, "Get the fuck out of bed, wake up, bitch!" And I was like, "All right, And he was like, "This is your new alarm now." And I was like, "You're not wrong, sir. It's really good."
You heard it here first. All right.
It's
So
really,
Monoxus
it's solid.
wakes up to this as opposed to music, things he has cultivated for long periods of time. For honestly, 9-10 years, it's been Sheeval.
Oh, Kool-Ader sent me a pic.
Oh, great. Kool-Ader is going above and beyond of these fucking hot stuffed cherry peppers.
I've never seen this.
Is that the fucking gabagool in the fucking pepper itself? I need to know because that looks minga. Forget about it.
Oh no.
All right. Jesus Christ. Okay, so I would say it's either the Three Stooges or what belongs on a pizza. What belongs? We worked in the kitchens. What belongs on a pizza?
Okay. Thank you, Charles Kahn.
And what doesn't belong on a pizza? You heard it here first, ladies and jerks. Because we are working with the fantastic masked bastard, meme bastard, the ultimate heavyweight champion of West Virginia.
Slashed with a razor on the Upper East Side.
Hey, you see that? The unresolved blood and thunder that's out there? Listen, while we're talking to you, China's polluting the environment. Someone got slashed on the fucking Upper East Side. It's not even dark outside. And, hold on, I don't see that many birds. We're just going to giving you like a slight update. I don't see a lot of birds.
She's prepping it. The birds will come in the morning, but she's cleaning up all the mess.
Oh, this is I was expecting burbs right now.
Oh, wait, the serious cheese question. Are there animals that eat cheese? What I mean is, are there other animals that consume things that are made from the milk of other animals?
Probably not.
I mean, A of the H.
Unless they end up becoming like orangutan farmers. That is the only way this could happen.
Cheese doesn't exist in the wild.
It doesn't.
Except that other kind of cheese we talked about.
It's true.
That exists in the wild.
Of course. But no, cheese does not occur in the wild.
Although, I'm willing to bet monkeys would love cheese.
Mm.
Mostly because of the
I'm
whole
pretty
proper
sure.
taste buds
I'm
thing.
pretty well. If monkeys love smoking, they could of course love cheese and cold cuts and
Fish.
like fucking toasted bread and pita
Fish
and
like
taramo
cheese.
salata and tzatziki sauce.
Fish like cheese because they like anything.
You're gonna fucking feed cheese to fish?
Why not? They would eat it and they would enjoy it. Bugs like cheese. Again, eat anything.
Oh. All right. We're giving back to Mother Nature. We're feeding cheese to fish. We're giving back. We want to make the cycle complete.
Cheese and plastic, yo. Humans made cheese and plastic.
Mm. Listen, those squids, you know what they're like?
Yeah.
Mozzarella. Can't get enough.
I wouldn't be squids probably would eat mozzarella if you fucking throw it at them hard enough. They'd attack it and eat it, and they'd be like, delicious.
Throw them like sleeves of like crackers.
Slices of cheese.
They're like, "What's up, B?"
Cheese.
They no longer attack on sight.
I don't know. Do other I feel like most animals.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, first of all, mammals are the ones that have milk in general. Yeah.
Right.
So, when was the last time you saw a chicken sucking on the teat of a goat?
I would argue if you fed maybe chimpanzees or orangutans cheese and somehow got through to them that the milking and the process and the straining
Teaching monkeys to make fucking cheese
because you feed it to them and then they lose their mind because you have primates eating cheese for the first time in their life, all right? And then when they're on board, you're like, all right, so listen, Chuckles, you milked the cow. And Chuckles gets along with Betsy.
Crucial pain, what's going on?
Crucial pain. Gracias por tu presencia aquí hoy noche.
Riding with despair is prohibited.
Keep hopes up.
Not allowed to do that.
So, I believe if you feed monkeys, perhaps either chimpanzees or orangutans, because listen, orangutans are all Edie McSteely McFeely. You have no idea. Orangutans are vicious and they're just the funnest to watch. Only orangutans throw overhand punches when doing their usual orangutan mutilate and bite and stomp ordeal.
Hey, this isn't cheese-based.
So, I believe if you give chimpanzees or orangutans a taste of cheese and you bring them on board because they lose their mind because it's fucking cheese and you show them that you milk the cow and you strain it and then you let it sit and you walk them through. Listen, but until then, Monoxus and I have to feed the fish. We got to give them little bits.
We got to give them some cheese. Yeah,
we have to give them little pieces of the Parmesan.
We got to get some fish to take the cheese.
Listen, Sicilian gestures intensifying. All right.
You know who really likes the cheese? Pigeons and squirrels at the park. They love cheese. I can firsthand they love cheese.
This man, you have no idea the fucking adventures that happen under the fucking eye of Sauron itself. Listen, there are terrorists doing things 15 miles away that the NSA and the FBI can be watching. But there's got to be one fucking lazy desk jockey that has to be assigned to watching him trying to read fucking John Steinbeck novels while feeding fucking squirrels and pigeons
you mean Jerry?
handfuls of Parmesan cheese.
Jerry, the NSA guy who watches over me.
Well, yeah, Jerry.
Yeah. I know about Jerry.
He's wishing his wife and kids a happy birthday, and he's like, "Thanks, man."
Jerry wishes I wasn't, Jerry gets upset when I turn on, I take the webcam when it's off, right? Mm. And I'm not streaming, and I have the webcam cover because I'm not stupid.
Right.
If it's good enough for the Zuck, it's good enough for me. But Jerry gets really mad when I take the webcam cover off when I jerk it, just so I can be like, "Now you gotta watch."
How you doing, Jerry?
What's going on, Jerry?
Send this up to your fucking boss.
Go ahead.
Can you imagine that there are NSA desk jockeys that have to present some sort of fucking threat matrix to memes being posted on some image board every week, and they have to give it to some fucking older than middle-aged fucking fat guy who waddles back to his Prius who has no concept or understanding of memes or this fucking threat matrix that a desk jockey that sometimes has to commiserate with Jerry and because sometimes Jerry's all hey, check this out, this miserable cocksucker in the mask was playing Dungeons and Dragons and El just blessed people. Wow, really? That's crazy. Yeah, so I was spying on my girl and she killed herself and everyone's like in the break room, and like the cafeteria food is like 3 out of 5 stars.
You know what's funny?
That's what happens every Monday afternoon. All right,
I'm actually
every
reading,
Monday afternoon.
I'm reading A Scanner Darkly.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic book, by the way. Not cheese related. But since you bring it up, like half of that book is like a character who's like watching motherfuckers on camera and like having to fast forward through them and be like, they just make nonsense. And now I'm thinking about the fact that I basically have a camera mounted at all times. And if I left that shit uncovered, imagine how many hours an NSA dude has to sit through of just watching me sit at a computer like.
Well, you see, the NSA, they spy on everyone.
It's
all right?
not cheese related though.
So, okay, so Jerry, if you're watching, I would like to know, what is your favorite cheese?
No, Jerry watches on that camera.
So Jerry, you can Jerry, the only way you could find and watch us is if you follow. All right.
Yeah. Comment on the video later when it gets uploaded with your favorite cheese, Jerry.
So,
mind you, Madman Muzan, mozzarella, Gouda, provolone. Those are cheeses. You had to pick one. And if you had to pick one of those three, mozzarella is the most versatile.
And Kool-Aid goes 9-10 big fat hen. This fucking guy.
Gouda is the better flavored one.
That's bordering on disavow. Gouda
tastes amazing.
Right.
It's just not very versatile.
Best one
of the ones he fucking linked. I'm saying, you know, like mozzarella is the top tier because of its versatility.
Mm-hmm.
But Gouda tastes better.
No.
And anyone who eats provolone by choice is a moron.
Well, you see Betsy?
It's like eating American cheese.
There's Betsy. There you go. You see that? See that? You know how you fight the war against orthorexia nervosa? With cheeseburgers. So Kool-Aid chimes in with, any still frame from this stream looks like 2021 version of School of Athens painting where Plato and Aristotle are discussing life. So, like, yeah, Monoxis has to be pointing down, and I have to be pointing up discussing cheese. Like,
VHS, how did Andrew Jackson solve his cheese problem?
Oh, 2 weeks later, it was fucking eaten all. Like, eventually, like, people from all over the fucking country showed up with forks, and it took 2 weeks for the general public to finally eat away until there was nothing left on his doorstep.
Thanks
nothing,
for reminding us, A.
Not even crumbs. Thank you, A, for the age.
Do you think people genuinely enjoyed eating the cheese that was touching the floor?
I would argue. Well, listen, this is
because like there's the top of the cheese which has all the pollen on it, and then there's the outside of the cheese which everyone got their grubby COVID hands on, and then there's the inside.
No, you don't get to fucking bring up Chinese lung herpes in fucking America.
No, we're not saying that word anymore.
Look at him.
We're not saying the C word.
Look at him applying modern day standards to fucking past accounts of
all I'm saying is,
out of context.
The top of the giant wheel of cheese has fucking like pollen on it, right? And maybe bird shit. And like the bottom of the cheese is in the fucking dirt. And the outside of the cheese, if you got there like early, probably got touched by mad people. It's the inside of the cheese that's the best part. It's untainted.
So ideally, like by fucking day 3 or 4, the outer shell is done on the top side, or what? I don't know if the cheese was like laying on the floor or held up against like the outside wall of the Jackson home.
Do you think there were people eating the bottom of the cheese with like sorrow and regret for where they've met themselves in life, like eating the dirt cheese and being like, "Oh,
it was free
post
president cheese."
Right, but like you're eating dirt cheese.
Let it be known.
There had to be at least one person who was like, they were probably desperate, but they definitely were like, I'm gonna eat this fucking cheese, but I'm not gonna enjoy the fact that I'm eating the dirt cheese.
But listen.
It's like when you drop food on the floor, but you're too committed to finishing your food, and you could easily throw it away because you dropped it. But you're like, no, I'm fucking eating that. Like dropping a chip. You have a bag of chips. You drop a chip. If you drop a chip and you eat that chip off the floor, what's wrong with you? You have a whole bag of them. Just throw the fucking chip away. But there are people who are like, I'm eating that chip.
Look at him above the 3-second rule. You see that?
Well, I mean, I've eaten chips off the floor myself. I'm not saying I haven't. I'm just saying that there's a moment of that shit was on the floor.
Let it be known here on twitch.tv/Monoxis that Dr. Floor Pills, his alternate ego, is Monoxis.
So, it's fucking floor chips, I got a metric fuck ton of Pokemon Online card codes. If you're still trying to get into it, I will never, ever, ever play a card game again in my life. I'm done. So they're not worth it.
So y'all got the Ohio feed live in the oh, for real? All right, so listen, bodega people that are watching as El Primo is behind the counter, we are not dairy industry shills, but we're broadcasting.
Should we just get
live.
off camera and make him like streaming cow videos in the background?
Bro, people like, yo, over
fucking, like,
in Ohio
just pop
because
out,
Ohio
move the
strong.
chairs, and like maybe this man's got a fucking like smart TV with just cows on it.
Listen, el primo, gracias por mirando nosotros cuando está trabajando duro adentro allá. Cuando la gente compra cosas y habla con usted. Some de los besos en español, pero usted respuesta en español, que está más o menos.
Two things. One, the description says English.
Yeah.
You're gonna alienate people who hate the Spanish.
Oh, they don't want to press 2 for Spanish.
They can't. Cameraman isn't fast enough at translating. He also doesn't speak Spanish.
Okay.
He barely speaks.
Oh no, he understands
He
me.
barely speaks English.
Cameraman has blackmail on me and where I spoke nothing but Spanish. Really.
That's fair. But, and then two, this is not cheese related.
Alright, so listen.
I'm being the cheese police. You promise an hour of cheese.
So, David the H chimes in. Andrew Jackson, the true origin of government cheese. Ooh. Listen. You will not speak ill of Andrew Jackson because government cheese.
Why not?
Government cheese is the standard bearer. It does fit the calcium equivalent of being a dairy product, but like, what is it about government cheese that when you eat it, like, how come your shit comes out like it could fucking peel paint?
What is government cheese?
That is exactly what it is. It is government cheese.
I don't know what government cheese is, Haynes. Am I privileged? Do I not? Like, what's
No.
government cheese?
No, you're not privileged at all. Basically,
The fuck is government cheese?
TLDR, all right? Once upon a time. So like before before the WIC checks, all right? And
Okay.
before those cards, the EBT cards?
Yes.
Before WIC checks and before EBT cards, there were like welfare items that were offered like by the government, and one of them was like, you know, like powdered milk and like government cheese.
Okay.
And government cheese, for whatever reason, was like the minimum requirement for it to be like, this has calcium, this qualifies as cheese, but it's like pasteurized, and like when you ate it and when you pooped, it could fucking peel paint.
Was it synthetic cheese?
I'm not going to say it is the basis of the pasteurized cheese slice industry, but they kind of took pre-existing technology and just tweaked it, and instead of giving you blocks, they just had it in like slice format.
Coolator says it's like the nasty cheese you get with those beef and cheese Jack Links things.
At the gas station.
So like, okay, so if that's not cheese.
It's got calcium, that means it's cheese.
But
right?
it's not cheese. It's not cheese.
It's not cheese, according to Monoxis.
I mean, it's not cheese.
If you're watching live here at twitch.tv/Monoxis, he's contesting that the cheese you could get at a 7-Eleven or a gas station is not cheese.
It's not cheese.
But it has calcium.
What is... I have never in my life heard the argument
You know,
that something with calcium.
You know where the
is
calcium
cheese.
comes from? You know where the calcium comes from? Right over here.
From these guys.
Right over here.
Of these gals, sorry.
Squeeze me.
I'm misgendering the cows.
Yo, now a cow is going to commit suicide because it got misgendered.
Oh, don't make the correlation between misgendered people and suicide.
They're not people, they're cows.
That's gonna get us banned.
They're cows.
And or canceled.
They're not people, they're cows.
You're right. They're
Look
not
at them.
people.
They're cows. You see that?
They
You
are
see that? Are those cows? Are those cows?
I
Look
just
at them.
don't. I don't want misgendered
I see
cows,
cows
to
in the
kill
background.
themselves. All right.
Hey, chat, let us know if you see cows or people in the background. All right?
They're like cows to me.
Uh-oh.
You can only let yourself get canceled. You're not wrong.
So, Madman Muzan chimes in with the Slim Jim cheese. Oof. Relating to Kool-Aid, even as he is working it, possibly twerking it behind the register of a bodega somewhere in the well-water savage barbarian lands of Ohio.
You know what would be fun? If someone tried to cancel one of us, and then the other one got on board the cancel movement. Like, jumped in and started harassing them.
Yeah, what's your problem, asshole? That would be awesome.
It's great. I kind of can't wait for someone to try and cancel one of us just to piggyback and be like,
watch
this piece of shit.
14. What? This is exactly what's going to happen. Monoxis, this is exactly what's going to happen, all right? So, like, after the 14th woman on Twitter that DMs him specifically, and she's like, hey, what's up? And he's all like, not much. Like, I don't care about this website. So, like, and then, like, anywhere from, like, 17 to 11 months later, like, it ends with, wow. All right? And he's like, you know, this, like, 70s cop of, like, damn it, Monoxis. I've had enough to hear with your antics, even though he gets results and he borders on insubordination. All right? All right, now, so after the 14th, whatever it is you want to call it, messages him from like the ether, and then before you know it, like he's running outside of like a fucking fire escape with all of his like clothes like running down like the fucking spiral. All right, Monoxus ends up getting canceled on number 15. All right, and as he gets canceled, unrelated to anything else, and I'm like, yeah, what the fuck is this guy's problem? And I post a picture of him like passed out when we were filming, and he's got like potato chips on his chest, and he's just like,
you think I'm the one that's gonna get canceled? Haynes, you say gamer words.
Like what? Like Chinese?
Yes. You can't say that.
Hmm.
You can't say Chinese.
You mean like Chinese lung herpes?
Yeah. Listen,
but that's what it is, isn't it?
If anyone's getting canceled here, it's probably gonna be you.
You really think so?
Between the two of us?
Even though this guy's eating more pussy than cervical cancer. Alright, fine, he thinks I'm going to get canceled first.
Yeah. Of course you are.
So let us chime in with Twitch chat.
You're 100% getting canceled before I am.
I have not
place your
abandoned
bets.
ye.
Who's getting canceled first? Me, Haynes, or Cameraman? My bet, if I had to put it in order, is you, then Cameraman, then me.
This fucking...
I will be the last to be canceled.
Fine. But in the meantime, we have to get back to Twitch chat, alright?
Unless somebody from our chat directly puts me in the line of fire. I am not getting canceled first.
You see?
Someone would have to actively try to get me canceled first.
I'm trying here, jerks. You see this? Hold on. So, John Woo goes, you could only let yourself get canceled. Facts, alright? Women posting their L's online. The man behind that, they doxed him and he didn't let them cancel him. It just turns out, and it's like, hey, I'm James Healy. I'm a filmmaker. Boom. Thank you for the free fucking exposure. He wrote it out like a fucking non-stop channel. That is a lesson to be learned.
Even fucking, like, thank you. Like, look at that.
But Haynes is half off the way from being the door, to be honest. Oof. Really, John Woo? Why? Because I'm saying the things that may or may not be right, but it doesn't go against, like, listen, I can't compete with
because you're not
Twitch
playing
streamers.
Because you're not playing ball with terms of service.
And because Twitch is in bed with China. All right?
Because you keep saying words that terms of service said no.
Like China?
You keep saying them.
All right.
I'm just like, listen.
So even though there could be outside right now people screaming in Mandarin, all right, who are officers that want to speak to the masked one, and they keep explicitly referring to a ballroom mask, and I'm like, they're redacted, banned, suspended, because you're talking about what's happening in the window right out there of the fucking birds I was expecting earlier that old woman was preparing to feed, but now there's nothing there. There's fucking nothing.
All I'm saying is, when a country of unspecified origin and name owns a lot of our media, can't shit on them. Oh boy!
Thank you for doing your part. Gracias por tu consideración.
Why did I not get a notification, but I heard the audio?
You see, ladies and jerks, I don't know if you heard that too.
Shit.
A Poulin? No, he had joined earlier, no?
I don't know, I got some notification.
So, well, if it was late, we're sorry, but if it was on time, thank you for doing your part. AVDH goes, oh no, wait, excuse me, alright. Kool-Aid goes, it's called pasteurized cheese food product. Alright, listen, you're not wrong, Mr. Nutritional Fact Reader 2000, alright? John Wood chimes in with, you can only let yourself get canceled. Yes, not Kool-Aid goes, MMM knows what I'm talking about. Of course, because El Primo up in the rafters has taken note of everything. So, John Woo goes, I'd be down to learn a code or two, Pim. I'll try it, brother. Man, listen, before you know it, the hood correspondent is working his way bodega to bodega from sea to shining sea. You love to see it. AVDH chimes in with some context. They changed the way dairy farmers were paid out because food was not understood as a special commodity that should be subjected to economic laws. Farmers produce stuff.
Mr. Charles wants to know how long of a clip do we want.
Oh, however long he'd like. That is... I am not...
I said however long it takes, have fun.
You see, on the fly without having even to alpha counter or parry. All right? Thank you.
Not me. It's Kool-Aider. Kool-Aider doing heavy work.
Oh, Kool-Aider in charge of the propaganda department. Listen, thank you, Kool-Aider. One of these days, like perhaps 12 years from now, when the redacted and the not allowed to talk about it, like war goes, and we just want to say thank you for being you and for being there when it counts.
AVH,
right?
whatever you sent me, these peppers. Is that peppers with like meat and cheese melted on them? That shit looks delicious. Look at this. That looks amazing.
I would like to know the answer to that.
I'd eat the fuck out of that. What do you?
You see?
I don't have that kind of shit over here. I gotta make that myself.
It is a multi-sensory, multi-directional affront you are now trying to assault Monoxus with your psychic residue and your gestures and goodwill. You see? And then it ends up bleeding out through the lens here on public access television. The best public access television in the 21st century at twitch.tv/Monoxus.
Listen, I'm a huge
You saw
fan.
it here first.
I like having people to chime in and now I gotta go buy pepperoni. Now I gotta make stuffed pepperoni peppers. I know they're tiny, but like bite-sized stuffed peppers. I guess I could probably use I don't know what the actual name is. I know in the stores they call them Italian peppers, but they're not.
No,
Italian.
hang on.
They're like sweet peppers.
Now, hang on. So, to resume what A of the H had expressed earlier. So, farmers produce stuff. No matter what they produce, the government buys them out if they fail to sell it. And in the USA, that was restricted
Oh yeah, I wonder.
to dairy, though, I think. Although it is more than dairy, but you're not wrong. Still, the point is...
Does Twitch have a problem with smoking?
Maybe. We have to find out. And
Anybody in chat know? Does Twitch not like smoking? Do we have to stop smoking in stream?
I like how I was smoking earlier and no one gave a shit, and then now Monoxus is smoking, and then before you know it, Rolling Stone is like, Monoxus, the hero of Twitch, and he's all like, what's up, babe? It's your body. Shop around. Ignoring the fucking lady that they sent to interview him.
Twitch just has dumb issues. Like Twitch, you can't have like alcohol present apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Because they won't like promote you if you drink alcohol on stream.
Right.
Which we don't. We drink like I've been drinking Coke the whole time. Haynes is drinking grape juice. Because alcohol bad and Twitch. But like I don't like is smoking a thing on Twitch?
I would like to believe there is a small fringe smoking ASMR.
We have to stop
streamers somewhere.
Because then we have to stop smoking on stream. Otherwise, we'll never fucking grow.
Look at him for the immediate negative response, even though like he's trying to look for a way out.
I'm genuinely trying to promote us.
Is Kool-Aid scaring you?
No, what do you mean?
Because you don't like weed sticking.
Wait, they said vaping wasn't okay? What about smoking, though?
Listen.
Oh, no, there's a fucking thing in the video. You know what, whatever. Let that man get his credit. Let that man get his credit. That filmed by and edited by whoever that guy was. Vaping? But, like, is smoking, like, a no-no thing on Twitch? I don't know. That's the thing. Because, like, Booba's okay. No, it's fine. It's already gone. It was in the top for a second. Yeah. I just didn't... I mean, whatever. We're using someone else's stuff. Booba's fine.
Hold on.
What are you doing? Do you want to move out of frame?
Wait. Hold on.
Are you trying to, like...
Wait. Nya.
Cow stream.
All right.
Cow stream.
You heard it here first. I'm going to cut off what I want to eat and I'm going to ride the rest home. You heard it here first. This is the first Texas stream.
Cow stream.
Oh, listen. A of the H. Not only is it this delivering amazing and tasty beef, we are also getting leather. There's cows that have given us milk.
Killer. He just likes to.
Earlier, at this point in time.
Oh wait. What else? Sorry, Chad. What else we're going to talk about? Language. Oh, the economy.
Aha.
That's the one I'm forgetting. The economy. We'll get there.
Well,
sorry, the cheese power hour became.
Listen.
Not cheese power hour.
Let it be known. No, we're putting a pin on this right now. There are different kinds of feta you could get. It depends on where you go. Granted, if you are somewhere outside of the Western world, your chances of finding feta, it ends up becoming the discretion of the owner of the establishment and where it is you're
economy
eating.
Power hour and language power hour.
Or ordering from. All right. So I don't know if there was a Greek business order that you're placing.
Wait.
With some guy anywhere from like Australia to Ditmars Boulevard. There was some Greek diner like fucking owner who's like fulfilling your bullshit for wanting feta cheese on something, and 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be Greek feta. There are other kinds of feta. All right, there's like Romanian feta,
And
Bulgarian
you gotta do me a
feta.
You're gonna have to. I mean,
You could say, on top of everything else, like in Greece, there are different kinds of feta within that country in and of itself. Although you can also say that there's, on top of all of this, there's like Cyprian feta, feta from Crete, feta from fucking Sicily, because Sicily used to be an ancient Greek colony. Did you know that 25% of Sicily speaks Greek? Did you know that there are fucking ancient Greek ruins in Sicily? It's wild. So here we have, hold on. There you go. So, the one way you could fight orthorexia nervosa is with cheeseburgers. All right, and you know how we get them? We get the beef and we get the cheese from these things. All right.
Hands, ask chat if they can hear the fan.
Hey chat, can you hear the fan? We have a fan on right now because we are approaching summer, and eventually it's going to become ungodly levels of hot and disgusting and gross. And I'm gonna be walking around outside, and I'm gonna be like, "Wow, I should have put deodorant on my balls." No, sir, we hear no fan. Yes, I could hear it a little bit. All right, now John Woo and Kool-Aid have to fucking fight in the pit of death, and we can figure out who the fuck is right here.
Is it disruptive though?
All right.
Because Haynes is gonna sweat through his mask if we don't cool the room down.
That may or may not be an option, and it's going to end up becoming a constant thing once we hit summer. I don't know how it is in your neck of the woods, but here on the eastern seaboard, within the months of like May, June, July, August, it feels as if the sun is a fucking anvil made entirely of oppressive heat that is like 10 feet above my head at all times. Under normal circumstances, let's say I'm just like hanging out, and I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm over in fucking like Rotterdam, the Netherlands, and I'm just hanging out. And then it's summer, and then there's the sun, and then I melt into abstract art. Like the sun is going to fucking, it is the oppressive anvil that will doom us all. All right.
How about this? All right. Here's the deal, chat. The fan, the AC, staying on. Because it's hot.
Let Betsy talk. Betsy, you want to say anything?
And the mic's gonna get in the way. The mic's in chat now. In frame now. And we're gonna turn down.
Betsy, Llewellyn, Midge, Jane Fonda. You want to say anything?
Possibly, if I did this right, you can probably still hear us.
Are we now super loud?
No, we should be. I lowered the
because this guy, he ended up putting the fucking microphone over here like a stunad.
There we go. That should be better. That should be better.
Clear.
And there shouldn't be any like from the AC.
Turn it back up.
I'm turning it back up. I'm turning it back up.
Kool-Aid, are you trolling or are you trying to be honest? I can't tell at this point because you don't want to wrestle Kool-Aid. So how do we know Kool-Aid isn't actively working against Monoxus right now? That's what I'd like to know.
How about this? Is this better? Right in our faces? Is that better? How's that look?
But then we end up like eating up the screen. You could put it on my face. I don't care. You can put it on my chest. I don't know, but like, let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Come on.
I know what I'm doing. All right, let's gotta play around with it.
What possessed you to move this shit now than prior to earlier?
Because now the fucking AC is on, so you don't become a what would be like a dark blue mess instead of a light blue mess.
So then I would melt in real time, like at the end of The Wizard of Oz when you throw the water on the witch, and she's all like, "I'm melting, melting! Oh, what a wonderful world!"
But we gotta cool this room down because Haynes sweats in cold weather.
Oh my sweet Jesus, I sweat all the fucking time.
And I don't sweat, so we have to like balance this.
Maybe it could either be explained for one of two reasons. All right, one,
I might have gland issues because I don't sweat at all.
The sun is very pivotal for the equator being the equator, and you know what is on the equator? On top of Inache, Ecuador. Because if you were to dig through the earth and go from
what's Inache?
Oh,
don't say it. Hey!
You want some dumplings?
Doing my part.
Thank you for doing your part.
Turds
Turds
of words.
Turds of words. Gracias por tu consideración. Gracias por tu presencia aquí hoy noche. Listen, I'm settling on the Donis Feta. And what was the cheese that you wanted?
Ricotta.
All right. So Monoxis is settling on ricotta. So take that as you will. What time is it? Because I want to see if we had concluded the cheese power hour.
Oh, we're past the cheese power hour.
All right. So gracias.
Why was... You know what? I'm tired of it. It's fine. We're moving that over. There. The stream has been scuffed forever.
So you see, ladies and jerks, Monoxis is dealing with technical difficulties in real time.
Because technically that should have popped up in the center.
Right.
But it didn't because I scuffed the stream when I edited things and changed stuff around. It's cameraman's fault. He's supposed to be doing this shit.
Right, but like I like how you're letting him off the hook while he fucking eats Dipsy Doodles and fucking like Drake apple pies and fucking chugging soda and chocolate milk like a fucking disgusting lard ass. And he's eating things from 7-Eleven, and he's fucking microwaving bullshit like fucking lean pockets. And he thinks that like even though it's lean pockets, like he eats 30 of them, so he thinks it's okay that even though he ate 30 of them, it says lean pockets. And like he thinks that's somehow like healthier, and that is entirely on cameraman's part because he ends up using the microwave to the point that it ends up messing with people whose primary D&D side-scrolling bullshit nonsense damage bases being electrical damage. Cameraman ruins that. All right, and you could take that up with Monoxis here at twitch.tv/Monoxis. What's he gonna do about it? Huh?
Nothing.
All right.
Nothing really. I mean, at all.
Good.
I mean, I'm indifferent in general.
Out of the best cheeses in the world, the Donis Feta is the greatest feta, and feta is the greatest cheese in the world.
You know what the best ricotta is?
What?
Anything that's Italian.
Okay. What? Oh, so are you looking down on Sicilian ricotta?
No, Sicilians are Italian.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
You're wrong.
Yeah, they are.
You are wrong.
Part of Italy.
This is kind of nonsense.
They can fight each other over it, but part of Italy.
You know better.
I'm just saying, part of Italy.
It is a different culture and history, and you know better.
Part of Italy.
No, it is not.
Part of Italy.
Okay, it was an ancient Greek colony. That is not Italian.
Part of Italy.
No, it is not.
Now it is.
The House of... No, okay, you are objectively incorrect.
Currently speaking.
Okay, so ladies and jerks, let it be known that do not let Monoxis sway you into thinking that Sicily and Italy are the same things, okay?
I didn't say they're the same thing. I said Sicily is part of Italy.
Okay, it is part of Italy. Okay.
It's part of Italy.
Okay.
They're Italian.
I mean, even though it's a one-way downhill, like shit flows downhill, making fun of the Sicilians because they're Italians.
I mean, that's the thing.
Okay.
Though. Italians will go at each
Teamwork
other's
makes the dream
fucking
work.
throats. It's the same way.
I was ready to have Monoxis have someone else start his fucking car tomorrow morning.
It's the same way, like here, as Americans, we're constantly at each other's throats because we have to differentiate ourselves, even though we're all fucking Americans and we should be on the same page. But like, you know, motherfuckers from Brooklyn and Queens can't get along. Because Brooklyn, Queens, go fuck yourself. You're from New York. And if you're from New York, you're from the U.S. And if you're from the U.S., you're a fucking American. And you should probably get off your high horse of like, my neighborhood is better than yours.
But
it's not.
But do you realize how many deaf ears that had fallen on over the years? That is America. So, wait, hang on. Let us catch up with Twitch chat.
Turds is only here for the cheese. And now that we're past cheese, Turds of Words has nothing left to...
Hey, now hang on. Now Cool Air goes in, yeah, I could hear a little bit. Is it oscillating? I could hear it every few seconds, then it goes away. It's not bad. John Wu goes, it's clear. And then Cool Air goes, turn it back up. And then Wu just put the microphone towards you. And Cool Air is okay. It sounds good. And then Turds of Words says...
Haynes, you don't have to read everything in chat.
I was only here for the cheese. Ooh. And then not Cool Air goes, Turds of Words. Was that the dice impression? And Turds of Words goes, I heard on my own, man, as a Sicilian, as a dirty Sicilian that has gravy instead of sauce.
Sicilian, not a Sicilian, because that would be racist.
Well, they're all dirty Sicilians who used to start off as like an ancient Greek colony. And in ancient Greece, all right, Syracuse. Hold on. That is the name of Sicily of back in the day. It is Syracuse. And Syracuse is ancient Greek for the land of sun and figs.
But it's Sicily now.
But now, listen.
Hey,
listen,
John Woo, hold on, John Woo, because I know you're hanging out and you're probably not.
Sicily started off as an ancient Greek colony, and then everyone fought over Sicily.
Haynes.
Like the House of Bourbon, the Moors,
Haynes.
the ancient Greeks, the Romans,
Haynes.
and 13 other different dynasties of 128-page Wikipedia articles have fought over Sicily.
You're making it really easy to cancel you.
And then, in the 1860s, all right, Italy invaded Sicily, and then they dismantled the factories, and then they set those factories up.
He's gonna get canceled
in Naples, and then around like the early 1860s, La Cosa Nostra was like, "Yo, we're in charge now." So now all Sicilians care about is getting even and food.
And you wonder how you're gonna get canceled first.
By telling the truth.
By commenting on things in a way that people go, meh.
Even though it's objectively correct.
Doesn't matter if it's objectively correct. Come on, it's the current year. Objectively correct means nothing.
I think you're wrong.
I mean, it means something in reality, but in the world of cancel culture and motherfuckers being like, he said the thing. Like, no. Objectively correct means nothing.
No, because here he was. No, listen, don't take it from this prick.
Cancelled.
Listen. Turds of words don't take it from fucking Monoxus, all right? Earlier, I was talking about how every day China takes a strained, greasy
C word
dump. All right.
Stop saying it.
And
they're gonna cancel you.
They waffle stomp it into the fucking drain of the ocean, and what doesn't go down the drain, they fling it into the ozone layer. All right. And China does that 9 times out of 10. And if they're tired and they need a nap and they need fucking grandma to make delicious pork buns, India goes up to bat and has like poo and little.
Does China make the good pork buns?
Curry spray.
Is that Chinese?
Like yeah.
Really? The good pork buns?
Over in off Mott Street.
No. See, hold on, no.
Those pork buns?
You said China. That's American.
Well, okay.
Actually, now I got to hit up Dr. Trend and figure out if, because he visits family every once in a while. I got to find out if they actually make like solid buns over in China. According to him, the food sucks over there.
In China or Hong Kong?
In China.
Well, I mean, Chinese.
No, his family lives in the rural areas of China. They don't live in the cities.
Listen. Chinese cuisine translated into the West usually doesn't work because you have garbage.
Well, Chinese American cuisine.
And that's where the money's at. And you know what? The greatest Americanized Chinese cuisine in the history of anything ever exists
is fried noodles.
Close. Because
those are crack.
Those are so good.
I will buy. I will sometimes buy a soup when I get Chinese food because I want the noodles. And the soups are like
in the wax paper bags.
The soups are like $1 and change, and you just get like 2 bags of noodles. And I just want the fucking noodles.
You use them for like cold cuts and cream cheese and hummus.
I just fucking eat
That's
those
what
fried noodles are amazing. They're fucking so good.
And number 2. Wohop on Mott Street is the greatest Americanized Chinese Che food in the history of anything ever.
I mean, I haven't like flexed and shopped around Chinese restaurants in New York. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good ones, to be fair. There's a lot of like nice like Chinese like Chino spots. They're solid.
Chino. That sounds kind of white supremacist.
It may be. I might be wrong, but I got that from a white girl who's super into social politics. So I think it's okay. If she said it, it's okay. So I think I'm safe. The best I will give Wohop's definitely like top 3 easily. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're number 1 in my opinion, but like I also I don't know if you ever had it, Golden House over on, what are they on? Is that 30th Avenue? Golden House. Oh my god.
I've never had Golden House.
Oh my god.
All right. Now, ladies and jerks.
Sometimes, you gotta go out of your way to get good dumplings? Mm-hmm. You gotta go to fucking, Chinatown to get good dumplings?
You have to go to Chinatown.
No. Golden House. Here, in Queens. Not just in Queens. Within walking distance.
You want to order?
Oh, we can order tonight, yeah. Oh my god, they're
I want to see if this guy is talking shit or not, and let me tell you why.
Wait, seriously? Is that true? Wohop is like the most famous Chinese place in the U.S. Bullshit.
Yes, you go into Wohop, and then first of all,
Are they really that popular?
You go down this. Listen,
I know. I've been to Wohop. We've gone together.
It is harder.
We've gone to the arcade and the fucking Wohop.
Right. Yes, and this is true.
It's right there.
But listen, we were born and raised here, so that is our perspective. Imagine the United States outside of New York City.
Holy shit.
Yes, you go to Wohop and you go down the stairs and you go immediately to your left and you see EMT and police and firefighter patches from all across the country.
Okay.
All right.
You think I paid attention?
And let it be known. Let it be known. And I'm like, the most famous celebrity in all of Wohop is the black midget from Bad Santa. That is the most famous Z-list celebrity of all their headshots and band logos and bumper stickers and everything all across the walls. It is the black midget from Bad Santa.
I don't believe that, but
yes, it is there. Let's go.
No, I know it's there. I'm just saying I don't think it's the most famous.
Why don't we stream it?
I don't think it's the most famous.
Why are we not streaming it?
We can. I mean, we can go to Wohop on Saturday when we go to the fucking rally.
After the rally.
We're
going to Wohop.
We're going to Wohop.
All right.
And we can take pictures and we can do like a quick stream and then come back here and whatever, just fuck around.
You can't show our faces.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna record us. I'm gonna record Wohop.
What is your problem?
Or just take pictures and upload it.
Do you want to fight at Wohop?
I mean, technically, we can record things at Wohop and then put it in the video.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, we're doing, Legalized Crack 2. And we just put that in the video.
Right. We can, and we will. All right.
Because Legalized Crack 2 is happening.
So, as score goes, I'll definitely check it out. Omega do a live stream based. And I would love to do that where we get Wohop, but you can't put my face in. I'm scared to death, which is why I wear the mask whenever we do the things, because we don't want this tracing us back into meat space, because we're all at the mercy of the global algorithm-driven marketing surveillance mind control grid.
Well, this Saturday we're going to a rally.
Oh, and then we have Betsy. Hey, Betsy.
Where we're going to be recording Legalized Crack 2. What do we call it? Legalized Crack 2... What are you doing? Do we call it Legalized Crack 2 Discrimination Boogaloo?
Yeah, fuck you too. Give me some fucking ribeye.
What do you think? How's that name ring to you? Legalized Crack 2 Discrimination Boogaloo.
But what if we don't get discriminated?
No, it's about the crack discrimination.
Okay.
It's how everyone wants to legalize marijuana, but no one wants to talk about legalizing crack or heroin.
Okay.
Or cocaine, or acid, or mushrooms.
I have several questions.
Or painkillers, or ecstasy.
I have several questions.
Well, no, we're not going to talk about that now. I'm just saying as a title, I think that would work.
Yes. But why? But will there be hashtags when you put the video up? I have several questions.
That's up to cameraman.
Okay, so we have to listen, ladies and
however,
jerks,
I'm open to the idea of
you have to yell at cameraman so he could remind us.
It's going to be earlier in the day though, so like I'll have my phone and I will set up Twitch and Streamlabs on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll fucking here's the thing though, it wouldn't be a consistent live stream while we're out. It would be like the live stream would cut in and you would get moments of us doing stuff, and then I'd have to cut the live stream to actually engage people and then carry stuff.
Although, how do we know that the people at Wohop aren't going to look at us and be like,
I don't mean Wohop. I mean at the rally, because it's one thing to be filming, because talking to people and helping with the camera setup and carrying the equipment.
Okay, now that we're on topic, I have a question.
It's a whole process.
I have a question.
So I can't just keep the camera rolling. Plus, my phone will die, and there's no way I'm going to let my phone die so y'all jerks can watch us doing stuff. I got to play video games and look at stuff on Instagram.
Fuck this guy not bringing a book for the train ride there and back.
I have to @ people on Twitter.
Listen.
I have to read posts on 4chan. Listen. I can't let my phone die because I'm streaming. Saying.
However,
Weekend at Bernie's too. I don't know about that later.
Dead phones. That would be okay. If I ever do a side project that is industrial thrash crossover hardcore punk band, it would be called Dead Phones. All right.
But I will. I mean, here's the thing, though. We're gonna be there this Saturday, yeah, and the rally starts at 11.
Yeah.
So if you're free, I will do my best to try and live stream what I can, but don't expect a long live stream. Expect like stream while we're doing something, and I'm not busy like talking and blah 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 and carrying cameras and equipment and fucking checking mics because cameraman doesn't have ears. Like, I
Right.
have to do that part of things. It's a lot of work. Maybe we'll see if we can live stream anything, but we'll put the whole fucking video, like the best bits of it.
We do have to go to Wohop though now.
Well, now we're gonna go to Wohop, but it's gonna end at Union, so we gotta take. Oh no, but Wohop's not too far off from there. We can hop on the end right there
Wohop is not very far from fucking Wohop. I mean,
from Union. Yeah.
Listen.
No, it's gonna be at Tompkins, not Union. What did I say? No, it's gonna go to Union. They're going to Union.
Well, listen. First we go to Clint, and then we milk our wife,
Yes.
and then we eat the cheese, and then
That
we
we
get
made.
drunk.
Yes.
All right, and then we go to the fucking rally. All
And
right.
we talk about legalizing crack.
Now listen, because right now, ladies and jerks watching at home, there are people who are serving sentences in the American penal system
No.
for possession
No.
of marijuana.
No,
And
say it for the
now-
video. Say it for the video.
In New York City,
Say it for the video.
for 6 ounces or less, you too can eat the mozzarella at fucking Rikers Island.
There you go. There you go. What else did you want to talk about? The economy and language?
Yes.
Which one do you want to talk about more?
All right. I would like to leave it up to chat because I have unfortunately neglected chat.
Oh,
like
no.
it-
You hit the camera. Look what you did.
Oh no, I hit the camera. You see that? I fucked it up.
You ruined everything.
All right, hang on. All right. No one saw that.
Why would you kick the camera, Haynes?
Because the garbage can was down there.
You move the garbage can. You gotta kick the camera.
I'm not. It wasn't on purpose.
You don't gotta expose us.
It's not like you're saying that I did it on purpose, but I didn't do it on purpose.
Here's the thing, though. I know you said the economy and language. Those are very broad. When you say the economy and language, when I said environmentalism, what I meant was the stupidity of environmentalism, which we covered. I don't know where cheese came from, but cheese happened.
Oh, so Turds of Words goes, oh, I want to hear about economy, please. All right. So
We're doing the economy. So what about the economy that you want to talk about currently?
all right.
Is this just like a catch-up, like a 1 year later kind of thing?
So this is what I would like to discuss about the economy. All right. So first of all, I would like to know if there ends up becoming some sort of case study or an academic review journal of, let's say, bodegas, all right, laundromats,
Yes.
gas stations,
Okay.
let's see, even Costco's. There are, on a micro and on a macro level, there are a number of constants that, like you had mentioned when we were talking before we streamed,
Yes.
if you were allowed to stay open, you made money hand over fist.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right? I said the economy, not the black market. Oh, no, you're just getting whatever you can here at twitch.tv/Monoxus. All right? Listen. So now, if you want to talk about the economy, now you are having an administration that is like stimulus, stimulus, stimulus. And now you're making people who have a mental energy and psychic residue into fucking cryptocurrency watching that fucking roller coaster go up and down and up and down. Like, it ends up affecting many, many, many things around it, all right?
Everybody buy Dogecoins.
Even Dogecoin ended up arrow up. Really? How does that happen?
Buy Doge.
So, in regards to the economy, it should be noted that on one hand, perhaps the Monday to Friday 9 to 5, that is over. It is gone. Finito. Buenas noches. It's not over here.
It's not Monday to Friday. Monday and Tuesday is now Saturday and Sunday. So it's the Wednesday to Sunday?
El Primo, can you chime in if you're listening? Because, like, to quote El Primo, which is the plight of a lot of fucking Americans, all right? Some people work on the weekends, god damn it, all right? Stop looking at life through your own lived experience. How about you start from there?
That's the thing. The weekend has always been the busiest time because everybody was fucking off. But now, with the new economy based on, the Great Reset, you have people where it's like, no, we don't need to be open on Monday because Monday's the slowest day of the week. Fucking close the store. Close the business in general.
Right.
So Monday now became the default day off, which I guess technically should be Sunday, like the day everything's closed. But
not even the Sabbath is fucking sacred these days.
No. So Monday, Tuesday became no one needs to be here, it's slow. It always has been, but now it's like we're recognizing that, which means it's only a matter of time before everyone has Monday and Tuesday off, and Saturday and Sunday are no longer busy because everyone's off on Monday and Tuesday. And now Monday and Tuesday is busy because everyone's off.
Can you please explain that in a future video?
Yeah, I mean, but it's I don't.
It's true. That's why.
I don't think it's a whole video's worth, but like the reason why businesses are.
Look at this jerk here at twitch.tv/Monoxis. Monoxis is all like, low self-esteem. I'm an alcoholic whose drinking problem is destroying my life. 11 million followers. Hey guys.
I wish I had 11 million followers. That'd be amazing. Y'all could pay my bills.
So, ladies and jerks, hang on.
I'm going to start a Patreon and get paid to put pictures of my butthole on the internet.
Twitch chat chimes in with the following. So, Wordy Treaty goes, Biden as luchador. I will bite his nose off if he puts a luchador mask on and I get to face him in the ring.
Why would you bite his nose off?
John Woo goes, working hard like a Mexican from 10 to 10 to 10 to 10. Big ups to Big Sean. All right, listen. Big Sean, I hope you get what you want out of this life before anyone else that has crossed your path with malice or bad intent. I hope you end up dancing on their graves. Big Sean, Big Sean.
Biting Biden.
I hope.
OSHA.
Biting Biden. That's not. Hey, listen. All right, listen, turds for words. All right. Biting Biden is perfectly acceptable in a ring of comeuppance if there happens to be cage and a door and a lock and so forth.
I think Biden's done a lot of nibbling in his life.
I think Biden has done a lot of spirit cooking in his life.
I don't know about that, but you know what? Like, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm an expert on the subject matter, but I'm pretty involved in like the sex community. Mm-hmm. Like people who like have kids and shit.
Watch. A guy who's all like, he goes to Rockaway Beach and he's like, yeah, what's up, babe? I'm just gonna grate cheese on my abs.
No, I'm an observer. I like to watch.
Look at this guy.
I like.
I'm an observer.
I like indulging people with their weird kinks. Like me, my favorite part about sex is the part where you have sex. I fucking love it. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, "Oh, the nipples and the biting and the spanking and the waxes and the tying up."
You want to know? You want to know what Monoxis's fetish is? All right. So like, he's role playing with a woman, and he's like, "All right, listen, babe. You're going to roleplay as a woman who wants to have sex with me, and I'm going to roleplay as a dude who wants to have sex with you." And it is like,
You missed a part of that, though. Here's the thing. Nowadays, it's more like, all right, here's my, like, when girls are like, all right, everyone's got, like, a kink and a fetish, right? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And they're like, oh, what is this? Is it, like, role play or is it spanking? Do you like being choked or whatever? And I'm like, all right, here's the fetish. We're going to go in the bedroom, and you're not going to have any weird fucking kinks. We're just going to, like, enjoy each other and have regular sex. My kink is that you're not fucking weird. It's super fucking... Like, it's edgy as hell. Nothing. My kink is just having sex. And you don't fucking ask me to do weird shit to you.
This guy ends up in fucking like BDSM dungeons, like outside of Barcelona, because like
I like
the most
sex in the missionary.
The most beautiful woman in the entire Western world is the manager of a BDSM club somewhere outside of Barcelona, and he's all like, "Yeah, baby, I've got a disgusting fucking filthy passion you could never match," and she's all like, "Tell me more, Monoxis." this, and like he holds out like a fucking thirsty broad.
First, we're gonna kiss each other, and then, while we're holding each other, we're gonna take our clothes off, and then we're gonna do some hand stuff, which eventually is gonna end up into oral play, and then we're going to have sex,
And then
in regular positions, and then, when we're done and we finish, we're gonna cuddle a little bit, and then that's it.
how do you like that? Canceled.
No, and then she's
And you
like,
think
wow.
I'm getting canceled first?
Meanwhile, like, they're like, oh my god, that's so fucking, like, weird and odd. It's like, right? I don't have weird kinks. It's the weirdest thing ever.
So listen, let it be known here first at twitch.tv/Monoxis. You know what the fucking dirtiest, craziest kink is? A dude meets a woman, and then the woman is
Regular
all like,
sex.
this summer.
I don't have to spend an hour playing up your weird thing you like before I can be like, just suck it. Now I'm gonna get canceled.
See? Oh, and it was all me earlier talking about the Chinese Che.
I'm just, anyway.
Mm.
How the fuck did we get started on this?
Hang on.
The fuck we talking about? Oh, we were talking about
Twitch
yeah,
chat.
yeah,
Twitch
yeah,
chat.
yeah,
Hang on, Twitch chat. So, turds of words. Oh, I want to hear about the Macau. Okay. Working hard like a Mexican from 10 to 10. All right, so Big Sean.
No, Haynes, we gotta stop. Haynes, we gotta stop. Haynes?
So the butt,
Haynes?
right?
No, Haynes, you
And
gotta...
turds of word was like, blessed the sun-faced
have
man.
to-
And Sour Scroat was like, LOL based.
Nope.
And then
Haynes, I
Sour
have to-
Scroat was like,
You
hold on.
have to learn something.
And then a Sour Scroat.
You can read the chat, but you
Sour Scroat was
don't
emote,
read it out
emote.
loud.
And AFDH was all like, Monoxis
Don't
doms
read
the
it out
subs into
loud.
normality.
Just read the chat.
Monoxis ends up fucking beating them into baking him pies twice a week, AFDH. You have no idea.
Haynes.
It is ridiculous. Before you know it, they're wearing summer dresses instead of booty shorts. Before you know it, they're all like thoughtful and considerate instead of leaving you on fucking red like a bunch of fucking stunads.
I gotta teach you Twitch etiquette.
So hold on.
You don't read everything out loud. You
And then
read
John
it,
was all like,
and then you respond to it, but you don't say it out loud.
now you hang on.
You
hang on,
talk to
jerks.
them like they're people instead of going, let me read
cunts. You
it.
see, that's right.
And then say
You know
it.
who's the mayor of Cuntville? Monoxis. All right.
Just respond. You don't have to
Fine.
read everything out loud.
Fine, we're gonna play it your way. Look at him with his fucking like discombobulated
Read.
disregard for rules.
Respond.
Who does he think he is?
You don't have to read
Earlier,
everything.
it was no fucking problem, and now you're all like, yeah, you're dancing on the grave of people who don't deserve it when you say the things on the Twitch chat.
No, it's just that you can read it and then respond to it and have a conversation with our lovely, lovely chat without having to pause and go, hold up, let me read all of it. Trust
Now
me.
hold up, I'm gonna read all of it.
Chat, the
So
people...
AFDH is all.
the-
We were talking about the economy. All right. So here's the
people-
thing.
The people with
So,
the words, they're
so
already reading it.
According to Monoxis, who had he had worked in kitchens all his own fucking life, and before he ended up upgrading his fucking Indeed and LinkedIn. Yeah, what's up? I'm a personal trainer. Your favorite, like you tell everyone you're in an open relationship except your husband. That's what Monoxis does, and he's all like,
Whoa, 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 whoa. I am only okay with the whole...
and then
No.
And then this
Haynes-
guy ends up becoming a personal trainer and sleeps his way to the top. And before you know it, he marries into like Norwegian royalty.
Haynes-
Because there are royal families outside of the UK. There's a royal family in Spain. There's a royal family in Portugal.
Haynes,
Hell,
you do not ever involve yourself with a woman who does not obviously cuck her husband. If she is soft cucking him and being like, don't worry, he's fine with it, does he know? No, that's not okay. But if that bitch is like...
You have to hear this from him, ladies and jerks.
If she's like, it's okay, he knows, and then you walk in one day, or like you wake up and you're like, oh, I gotta get a cup of coffee, and you're hanging out in your underwear
And
in
he
the
makes
kitchen,
you pancakes.
and then like a dude walks in, and it's like, oh, what's up? If he doesn't start swinging, you're in the clear. If he starts swinging, why are you in this house?
This guy. This fucking guy. I can neither confirm nor deny these
If
allegations.
you're going to be cucking somebody, they have to be aware of it. Otherwise, you're part of the problem. Polyamory is fine, and cuckolding is fine. it's not okay. It's not good.
That is what Monoxis is saying. That's not what I'm saying. You hear that? You hear that?
You need to make sure that if you're gonna be hooking up with our girlfriend, that everybody knows that she's our girlfriend. If one person thinks that she's my girlfriend, you have a problem.
I don't. All right. Now that so you see, ladies and jerks, I have
And
just
always,
enough time and
always
energy to deal
wear
with one fucking person,
a condom.
and then this guy, he's all like. All
right, enough. Enough with the hand stuff. What are you doing?
That hand stuff?
Cook your cheese, milk your Clint, go to wife.
Ladies and jerks, cook your cheese. Milk your Clint, go to wife.
So good.
Oh.
Thank you, Kool-Aid.
So remember,
But yeah,
Dodonis is the best feta, and you could find it. It's spelled Dodonis.
we were supposed to talk about the economy.
Right. Oh, the economy. So the 9 to 5, for more or less, like, you know, let's be honest. It's done. The 9 to 5, Monday to Friday is more or less done.
I think Monday to Friday, I don't think 9 to 5 is done. Although I do think there might be a shift time-wise. But then again, like, I've always worked a job where 9 to 5 was bullshit. It was always like, yeah, you're going to be here from, like, 7 to 9. Even though you're set for 8 hours because you got to show up early because everyone in the early shift sucks and doesn't prep anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you're supposed to leave, like, everyone's a piece of shit and called out and you
All
gotta
right.
stay late.
Ladies and jerks, El Primo, if you're there, you have to broadcast us on the smart TV. A of the H. If you are within people that you could fucking shill, public access television, you're going to let them know that there is Queens trash and masks discussing the economy. It is the cutting edge of the stock market floor. Here, laughing at NASDAQ, poking fun at the Dow Jones. Here we are discussing the economy in New York City.
The only thing about the economy that I can personally say I want to, I guess, like, briefly touch on, here in the city, and I don't know how this works for everyone else. I mean, I'm New York trash. The food industry is fucking being destroyed because nobody wants to go back to that industry and work for crumbs. There are so many restaurants that are struggling to get their, like, actual roster of people filled because everyone's like, I'm not working minimum wage and I'm not doing fucking 50 hours a week. And every restaurant, from my perspective, they're all trying to get 12-hour shifts for minimum wage and nothing else. And it's like, no, you're not. That's dead. That shit's very dead, considering the government paid us more. Granted, I was making way more than the minimum wage prior to the Great Reset, but I think it's very interesting that here in the city, there's an entire section of the world an entire section of the economy that's dead. Like, service industry jobs are either for legitimate teenagers, motherfuckers who will take the minimum wage, or not filled. Because no one wants those fucking jobs. It's crazy. And thank you, Great Reset, because prior to that, no one had any problem. But it took a good, like, we're going on almost a year and a half now, considering. We'll get there by the summer. Of just people like, remember when you guys used to work for shit wages and take shit and work horrible hours? And you all got a year off and the government paid you more than your job paid you? Go back to work. No.
And here we have it. And here we have in
people.
Biden's America, fondly looking back at an economy that doesn't exist anymore. Because once upon a time, there was a 9 to 5, all right? And once upon a time, there were things like deadlines and a dress code and people who had to deal with
remember
things.
Dress codes? Holy shit. I've got a fucking section in my drawer full of work clothes for a job I'm probably never going back to. They're still there. I just never got rid of them.
It's funny because it's true.
Fucking crazy.
So, to catch up with Twitch chat.
No.
Listen.
Banned.
So, Turds of Word said, every one of us is part of the problem. You're goddamn right. So, Kool-Aid goes,
You don't have
cook
to
your
read it
cheese
all
milk,
out
go to
loud,
Clint, go to
Pigs.
wife.
Just respond. They know who they are.
Eat your cheese.
They know what they wrote.
And the only way you could eat your cheese is to milk your wife.
Eat more cheese in general.
And if you want to get through with that, you got to go to Clinton.
And if you want an actual properly based protein diet, please do not eat cheese. It's full of fat. It's not good for you.
You know how you win the war against orthorexia nervosa is through cheeseburgers. All right?
Or
remember that.
Killing.
Saving the planet.
Killing.
Saving the planet.
Killing.
You heard it here first.
You want to win the war against things?
Saving the planet.
Murder. Murder.
Ladies and jerks, if anyone would like to chime in as to what is your favorite cheese, because
we're done with cheese.
People came late, and Wordy Turdy decided to show up after 7 p.m. when we were done discussing the problems of provolone and smoked wood cheddar and feta cheese that came from varying countries on top of the dozens upon dozens of variants of Greece itself.
$22 a pound. But is it good?
Manchego.
Is it good? Like
what the fuck is Manchego?
It's a cheese.
I refuse the cheese of King of Queens. Manchego. All right, Kool-Aider. Let us put it to the test. I'm going to find where Manchego is sold, and if you're lying, I will wrestle you and defeat you, so you never get the Monoxus good ending. All right.
Cheese doesn't pay rent unless you're French. Cheese doesn't pay rent unless you make cheese for a living. I don't think French matters. I think you can just make cheese.
No, but what if there are French people who make cheese that are so good they could live off the fat of the land?
Oh man, that's a fucking plan. Like how Belle Delphine sold her bathwater.
But with French cheese?
But with gross body cheese. Just be disgusting for like a week and then sell your body cheese.
Why? Listen, that is an untapped market. Why aren't you working for Satan?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, we're talking about the economy, and cheese came back up, and now I'm trying to turn cheese into money and talk about the economy. That's a market. Like, who the hell is selling gross body cheese? Nobody. You know who could sell gross body cheese? A motherfucker like Belle Delphine. That bitch could have the nastiest body on the planet. And I mean, like, I'm talking about physically letting herself go and just being gross, and she could sell her gross in jars.
As long as she has a cute face and peas in the jars.
Oh, no, she could be disgusting and still sell it. Imagine how many booba streamers can get away with selling their yeast.
Oh, ew! Up yours, dude.
But they could.
You heard it here first at Monoxus.tv. Evidently, there's a fucking a loaf of bread in the oven, and it's a sourdough.
Booba streamers could sell their yeast and make money.
Ew.
Booba streamers can sell their, like, under-boob wipings on a piece of fucking, like, napkin and make money.
That's...
Alright? Let's be fair here.
Aye.
I'm just saying, we're talking about the economy and the world that's emerging, and there's a lot that can be sold that people never thought of. And if bathwater is an actual... And it wasn't bathwater, if I'm not mistaken. It definitely wasn't. Because it was too clean.
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations.
It was too clean.
Monoxus may or may not have been man on the street. Who knows? And he doesn't want me to read Twitch chat. Because how am I supposed to respond to something I can't read?
I said you can read it, but you don't have to read everything out loud.
So now Monoxus is trying to prevent me from fucking discussing the truth.
No, because bullshit? Reading everything out loud takes forever. When you can just read it in your head and then respond.
You see? But
like, hold on. Ready? Watch this. Ready? Hold on. Ready?
Fine.
So let's like for an example, we got here, right?
Right.
And then I read and go, yeah, she did trade in bathwater for OnlyFans, and to be fair, her videos are kind of shit. I've seen them. But I didn't say it out loud.
But how do you know?
But he knows that I'm responding to him because I read the comment.
But how do you know?
Also, her videos kind of suck, except for that one where she got fucked in the woods, and it was like people like came at her for like having a rape video.
But how do you know Kool-Aider was there when you opened your fucking mouth? Because for all you know, 12 minutes after you opened your fucking mouth, Kool-Aider ends up finishing, cutting, cleaning, and preparing a chicken on a grill. If a motherfucker
is over here chatting with us and walking the fuck away, you know whose problem that is?
His.
That's right. Or hers. Or theirs.
There's no
or
there's.
its. Come on, we live with an it. You gotta be a little respectful.
All right, fine.
Okay, you gotta play it up.
It should be noted that cameraman identifies as a it before identifying as they them. All right.
I call him because that's what I identify as, and everyone's a him to me.
There are no girls in real life.
I mean, I call girls he, him, and them, dude. Like he, him, dude are my natural like responses to things. And then all of a sudden it was like, sometimes I'm progressive as shit because I call like a female who identifies as him as like dude, and they're like, good on you. And then sometimes I'm like totally in the wrong, but also like I call girls like bro.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, because like my default is male pronouns because I hang out with a bunch of fucking dudes.
You heard it here first, folks. All right. Now,
we are still on the economy. I had to bring up the fact that we could probably sell vagina yeast.
A of the H is reminding us with the cheesy, peasy, easy, sleazy. Remember, feta cheese. And if you can, specify among the feta cheese,
rock, that's right.
You should get Dodonis.
Dudes
all right?
do rock.
Dodonis. Dodonis. That is what you find it out in the wild. Yeah, good luck.
That's all I really have on the
you to
economy.
Find the good feta.
I would like to see people selling things like dick cheese, vag yeast, placenta, jars of pee, pulled teeth, pubic shavings. I want to see a market emerge for shit that nobody ever thought was going to be sellable, but then hero worship became a thing, and people were like, I'll buy your fucking like used pads, Belle Delphine. Because someone would!
Pamper Chew 2.0 will spawn on the Monoxis forums at twitch.tv/Monoxis.
Camera focus.
You heard it here first. Farming disgusting, gross deviants that will shitpost at will at his entertainment. You see this nonsense, ladies and jerks. So, yes, we are still on the economy. So John Woo goes, dudes rock. There's this mutual I had who, and then John Woo dies.
Don't gotta read all of them!
FDH goes, I saw a documentary once about a German dominatrix that sells poo-poo filled chocolates to her subs.
Yeah. There you go. Like, I had a guy who had this guy who would have a guy who would pay to piss on him. Right.
What is up with the Germans and the poo-poo?
Except now, we live in a world where that's normalized.
Right.
So, the economy is in shambles. Regular work is non-existent.
Germans still want poo.
Well, people in general will buy the dumbest shit.
Birds fly, grass grows, fish swim, and Germans want poo.
And incels will buy anything that a cute girl will sell them, including her pubic shavings, her used pads,
her bath
water, her pee-pee. If she lied and said she was... Like, Belle could make an entire market of buying dildos in bulk, alright? Hear me out. Right. Buying, like, a box of dildos. The cheapest one she can find.
Imagine if she like shaved and the fucking soap scum of the like, shaving cream was put in a box.
Belle
and here you go, you fucking stunad.
Belle could buy the cheapest like sweatshop made garbage plastic country of unspecified origin dildos by the crate load. She could buy an entire ship's worth of those bitches. And then sell them for twice as much by lying and saying, I used it.
Wow, that's a lot of purchase power.
So if she bought them for, and I'm making up a number here, $20 per, she could sell them for anywhere between 40 plus, and all she has to do is say, used. Now, it doesn't have to say used by me.
Do you hear this guy? I'm not the only guy listening to this guy. You heard this guy, right?
And imagine
here at Twitch.tv. This guy, how you doing? How you doing, Tony? This is how you fucking jack a car.
Imagine the amount of morons who would buy a thing that says used dildo because a person like Belle Delphine, or any porn star for that matter, Sasha Grey could have made an entire market out of selling used dildos. Now, they don't have to be used on her. Just the word used has to show up in the profile, and motherfuckers would pay twice as much as it's worth. More.
Yeah.
Just to hold it.
And even though we are living in whatever you want to call it, the Great Depression 2.0.
See, I want to get there.
The second Great Depression. We are living in perhaps the greatest depression. For all you know, ladies and jerks, you were calling it the Big Sad. All right?
The Great Reset.
But we are paying more for less.
If any of you jerks, and somehow, I don't know, or not you people, I mean like bitches like Sasha and Belle and all those, like, hire me. I can make you money. You have no idea. The amount of shit you bitches could be selling. And it goes both ways, not just ladies. Anybody can do this fucking scam. Anybody.
Yeah, that's right. How you doing?
Motherfuckers could be making so much money just by buying nonsense items and then selling them as used sex products. It would be fucking... Oh, God. There's a gold mine!
So listen, ladies and jerks. You heard it here first,
how much money
all right?
I could make with fucking falsely advertised used sex
even
products?
though Monoxus can easily be working for the McKinsey Group, here he is musing out loud. Anyone who would wonder, and maybe perhaps steal his ideas. Wouldn't that be nice?
Who'll be the first
and
time?
They implement it.
Who'll be the first time?
Really?
I get brain ninja'd all the time.
Ooh.
We call it brain ninjing because I come up with these dumbass ideas, and the next thing I know, somebody's like selling the thing I thought up, and I'm like, oh wow. And I feel like someone like one time there was this website a long time ago where you could make your own Yu-Gi-Oh cards, right?
Right.
And I made an entire 2 separate decks. It took me like a couple of days to just like crack them down, but one was like a counter-based zombie deck, where like the zombies put counters on people and the counters had negative effects,
Right.
and the other was a Zodiac based deck, right?
Uh-huh.
Down the like pipeline, eventually Aliens came out in the Yu-Gi-Oh game, which was an alien deck that put counters on things and they had negative effects and could take things over.
Really?
And I was like, that's basically the zombie deck I made on the fucking website. And then there was a fucking Zodiac deck, like legitimately a Zodiac deck, and I was like, they have the abilities that I put on the Zodiac cards I made.
All right.
Coincidence?
You heard it here first, ladies and jerks.
Don't get me wrong. I think a lot of people can come up with the same shit, much how like religion exists all over the world and they're very like awkwardly similar. But it's kind of funny that 2 decks came out where I was like, these read exactly how I wrote them on that stupid ass website.
Now, 2 things. 1.
I've been brain ninja'd. And you know what? If Belle Delphine starts selling used dildos like 2 days from now, I'm gonna take credit for it.
Now, 2 things.
I will not make any money off of it. I will still be a poor schlub from Queens, but I'm gonna take credit for it.
Fine. 3 things. 1, do you have a lawyer and or attorney who can do what you need to do if 2 days from now what you says happens, because you could patent and copyright or trademark it? Number 2. No, we're not done.
Does me filming it count as technically like patenting because I said it live and I can show that I came up with it?
You did not. Well, did you fill out paperwork?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if I put it on a live stream,
that is a hell of a way to answer a yes or no question.
No, I didn't.
Paperwork. Okay, it's now yours. Goodbye. GG. The end.
Right. So it doesn't matter if she was watching now, she could just like tomorrow she can get the ball rolling on that, and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
You heard it here first.
I don't have that kind of income.
I
do have a lawyer though.
Do you think
to answer question 1? I do have a lawyer.
All right. So, do you...
In fact, it's a city lawyer because I have city friends. Because I'm privileged.
Look at him.
Privileged.
Number 2.
I've worked with local politicians to get some things done. That's how we got that sign by the corner of the park with my sister's name on it.
You see?
I know local politicians.
You see, ladies, because local politics is where the magic happens.
I play ball.
Number 2.
I show up to town hall meetings and yell at people. And they're like, we like him because he yells. And that's how I met local politicians. I yell out.
So, number 2. Can we order from this golden temple?
Golden house, and yes.
That you claim to profess is the best
3.
thing ever.
What was the 3rd thing?
Right.
Is it about Belle Delphine and her used dildos that should I at Belle Delphine on Twitter?
Why?
And tell her that we should get into the market of selling used dildos?
And you think I'm going to be the first one to be canceled? Do you see Monoxus being a jerk in real time, taking nobody's suggestion into the greatest common denominator outcome?
What's Belle Delphine's
Here we
Twitter
have
handle?
at twitch.tv. Is anyone going to help him? I'm not going to help him. I don't want to be responsible because he gave me shit earlier talking about Einerche. All right.
What's Bill Delphine's actual Twitter handle? Because there's a bunch of fake accounts. I'm just saying, like, I'd rather go straight to the source and be like, listen, like, we got to work on something. You could be selling used dildos for a huge profit. And I'd rather get to her first before she steals it from me. So if anybody in chat could help me out, is it Bunny Delphine? Is that her actual, like, Twitter handle? Because I'm going to add her right now. Also, Kool-Aider, I am disappointed that you know it.
Oh, Kool-Aider.
But that's her official thing, right?
Judging you in Spanish intensifies.
So, for real, don't, like, is that her actual Twitter handle, Bunny Delphine?
Okay, so Monoxus?
Hold on, I need Kool-Aider to confirm. Is that actually her Twitter handle? Is it Bunny Delphine? Alright, cool.
Alright. So, Monoxus. Alright, so this...
Hold on, I gotta fucking at Belle Delphine. Relax. Roll your weed ciggy and give me a second.
This guy... You see Kool-Aider? Listen, look at you, you fucking lazy CIA operator, bunker, disgusting jerk, sitting behind a desk who could be doing better, but instead he's pulling shenanigans through your phones so you could hijack a public access television screen. Are you happy? Fine. I hope you are, Kool-Aider. So, here we got the Twitch chat, right? So, A of the H was all, I saw a documentary about a domination that says poo-poo filled chocolate subs. The sequel you didn't ask for. So, Kool-Aider is all, how much does a nickel bag of Chinese pubes go for on the street? About $33. Sour Scroat is ha 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 ha. Oh no. And John Woo is all, had this guy who would have a guy who would pay to piss on him. Ew. And Sour Scroat is all, listen, I don't understand the voodoo that you do with the emotes, but at some point you were laughing out loud. So Kool-Aider is all, straight vodka, homie. Kool-Aider, what are you drinking? Are you drinking? Let me know. So Kool-Aider is all, patent or fucking foreign word. And oh, of course you did. And then dildo fiend. A of the H, dildo fiend.
There we go. Done deal. I added her with my plan. Or I added her and was like, listen, if you want more, if you want to know my strat, like, DM me. If I get a fucking like response from Belle Delphine, I'm gonna lose my mind.
So you see, dildo fiend ends up becoming a thing right before May, all right? Because April showers bring May flowers.
I kind of hope he doesn't respond, because then I can validate the fact that I don't exist. And if he responds, then I have to act like I'm a person.
So the very end of April, the very last April shower of, hey.
Quick, everyone in chat.
Dildo fiend.
Go like my comment that I added Bunny Delphine, because maybe if people like it, she'll take it seriously.
And then she's gonna steal your idea. Do you like that?
Oh, if Belle responds to me, I'll sub to her OnlyFans. I'll give her money. I mean, I actually have an account on OnlyFans, but the only reason I have it is because I have friends who have OnlyFans, and I was like, here's the deal. I'm going to sub to you for a month because you're my friend and I want to support your thing, and I never went back to it.
And see you grow.
Well, I mean, like, congrats. I'm glad that, like, you're super open to your sexuality. The thing is, the people that I know that have OnlyFans, I'm also fucking them, so I don't need to look at their OnlyFans. So, like, I gave them the whatever amount, I forgot how much it was for the people I know, but, like, here's some money.
And you think I was joking this whole time with the talkity talk? Fucking stunad.
Haynes, I could be lying, and they wouldn't know the difference.
You don't know. Oh yeah, look at you, backpedaling harder than a guy going against the rotation of the Earth.
I'm not backpedaling. I'm not taking back any of it. I'm just saying that, like, I could also be lying to manipulate chat.
Which you totally are.
I'm playing devil's advocate on myself.
Don't give him your fucking powers, all right? Don't lend him your psychic residue. Don't allow him to start making DIY psyops on the fly.
Everybody at Belle Delphine and tell her to respond to at Monoxus.
So A of the H goes, if she responds, you have to sub to her OnlyFans. Oh no.
Oh, I will.
Come on. Why do you have to put him through such unnecessary bullshit?
No, it's kind fine. I'll throw her some money. If she responds to me, I can do like the kindness. to give her money. She makes more than enough. I'm sure it's not expensive. I wouldn't know. I've never looked into it. I've watched her videos because you don't need to subscribe to OnlyFans to watch Belle's videos. Everyone uploads them anyway.
Touche.
It's like going on a fucking, like, 4chan thread, and it's just like, I'm going to upload all of Belle's OnlyFans. And it's like, you're doing God's work, sir. Even though, realistically, she's not that hot.
You're just led to believe she's hot.
No, I mean, she's cute. I'd
Yeah,
smash.
I've seen better.
I'd smash, though.
Look at, you hear him? Listen.
Hold on. No. You're telling me, outside of the whole, like, she's this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can apply that to, like, porn stars, whatever you want to do, models. Most of them, even if you look at them and go, okay, from a career perspective, I can't respect you.
Yeah.
Or from, like, what you do. Like, imagine, like, I don't know, who's a fucking porn star that everybody knows? I'm going to go back to Sasha Grey, because I think everyone knows who Sasha Grey is, right? She's fucking hot. Maybe if you met her in real life, you'd be like, I can't, like, morally hook up with you because I don't want to hook up with somebody who's been, like,
I've ever seen the picture of
getting
Sasha Grey.
pounded. But whatever, pick a porn star in your own head. Chat, pick your own fucking porn star. But the point is, like...
You see this propaganda happening in motion right fucking now, ladies and jerks?
But my point is, you may look at a porn star and go, I don't know if I want to hook up with you out of, like, a personal reason. But removing that visage, they're still kind of hot. Like, if they weren't a porn star, they'd just be like a hot chick. Most of the time. Belle's cute. I'd fuck her. I'd wife that bitch if she wasn't, like, taking dicks from a bear.
Oh.
Literally, a guy in a bear costume. You know what I mean? Like, if she was, like, a normal person. But, like, you don't want to wife a thought.
You could make a hoe out of a housewife, but you cannot make a housewife out of a hoe. Let this be known.
I mean, you're not gonna wife a thought the same way, like, you're not gonna wife or you're not gonna, like, husband a fucking, like, player. No, I'm good. You don't do that. It's not a one-way thing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's talking about, like, thoughts, right? But, like, if a dude's a player, you're not gonna fucking marry that dude either.
No, but it takes two to tango. That's why.
Right, but, like, I'm not, like, husband material. I know this.
Even though Monoxus beats more ass than Guile in Street Fighter 2, he does not want you to go home and be a family man, alright?
And don't ever identify me as a family man because I know what I am. I love when people are like, oh, you wouldn't date or marry a porn star? No, because she's getting dicked down. And if I want to be in a monogamous relationship with somebody, I want them to not be getting dicked down. As somebody who's open to the idea of just being like, yeah, fuck whoever you want, because I'm going to fuck whoever I want. Like, if they're like, you wouldn't date a porn star, you're right, I wouldn't date them. I'd just be fucking them as one of my many partners.
Oh, you heard it here first, alright?
What?
I was not exaggerating one of his many partners. So you see this
I don't believe in monogamy, it's dumb.
So you see this insane...
Unless you want to have a child and, like...
glass staircase that this
raise
guy
a
is
thing.
fucking racing up upon.
You want to have a child? Gross.
So listen.
White picket fence and a garden with a dog and a kid?
Listen,
what's wrong with you?
To bring it back to what AVH said about 11,000 years ago, about what are the impacts of children on the environment. So,
Death.
So I would like to say...
both environmentally and personally, your life dies. Also, ladies, I'm so sorry that when you have a kid, they ruin your abs.
Oh, no.
And your thighs. Not your breasts. If you're poor about it. Most, like, there's actually a way to, like, you know what, I'm not going to get into it. That's for another video.
So, you know, if you don't have a kid, I don't care if you ride a fleet of SUVs and you're taking a dump out the window and you have whaleskin hubcaps and the whole 9 yards, all right? But if you have a kid, and even if you recycle to the absolute optimum capacity that you can, well, like you cut up 6-pack
As an individual, yes.
right? That still does not amount to the carbon footprint that bringing a life into the world like leaves.
Oh no, you've basically, you can do everything in your power as an individual to make the world a better and healthier and greener place, and the existence of another human being nullifies it, like, I would imagine, like 2 or 3-fold. Just another carbon-based life form.
Mm-hmm.
if you really want to go green though, like if you really want to go green,
abortion is green.
If you really want to go green, the best thing you can do is kill yourself. It's the ultimate green.
Hey kids, you want to save the planet?
Don't. We're gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled.
So A of the H chimes in with a secret plan revealed. No, listen, this was all a long form pitch, not just for some fucking like shareholders meeting where you get a timeshare, but no, Monoxus wants you to save the fucking planet. Think globally, act locally, all right?
Act immediately.
Listen.
Got it?
Fuck you, dude.
It took you a second though.
Why do you have to espouse such things on your stream? You see,
I didn't say anything.
I disavow.
I said it earlier. I don't think anybody should be offing themselves. If we can't all do it, no one should do it. We either all burn together or we all off ourselves at the same time.
But what?
United humanity, either in death or in death.
Kind of like the ancient Greeks and even modern day Greeks. All right, humanity has no solidarity unless there's the Olympics.
We all die together,
sports,
either by choice or passive
there's
destruction.
an outside invader. All right, the only time humanity ever has its shit together is the Olympics, and
we already have a Heaven's Gate video up. Kool-Aider.
So listen, Kool-Aider, you got to get on that. All right, divorce.
We have a Heaven's Gate video though. What was it called?
Heaven's real and it ain't coming.
Yeah, we have one. It's there. Thanks to a buddy of ours. We haven't. I haven't heard from him in a while. You might have.
Oh, Biller is toiling endlessly away at encyclopedia.zone.
Yeah.
Spamming MChat with things none of you will ever see.
No, Monoxus's OnlyFans will not come with a razor blade. Monoxus's OnlyFans will be pictures of other people's buttholes, but I'll say that they're mine. Or, like, I will post dick pics, but it'll be a different dick every time. And it'll just be like Google search dick pictures, and I'll see how long I can make it work.
Until somebody catches on.
It's just other people's dicks and other people's buttholes. Some fucking like jacked, muscular, like 6'9" dude, and it's just like, yeah, this is my OnlyFans. I think we talked about this. I had a plan where I was gonna make I was gonna subscribe to OnlyFans, steal all of their pictures, make a new OnlyFans using their pictures, monetize it, make as much as I can off of it, and then when it gets like flagged and taken down, bail out and do it again.
You heard it here first, folks. Much like Bugsy Siegel, Monoxus never sleeps. Like the Biz, and nobody beats the Wiz. Monoxus never sleeps.
Oh no, John Woo's on to us.
So listen.
Heaven is real. Heaven is real.
Heaven ain't real and it ain't... Well, heaven is real, but it ain't coming.
No,
I'm really sorry, John.
Heaven is real. Heaven is real.
John Woo, I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations. All right?
No one's Jew posting here. Sorry.
You know, it should be noted that, like, now, even though Israel is the most militarized country on God's green earth...
Not us. Is it them? Is it really them?
It is them.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense. I'm not surprised. They're surrounded by enemies.
Once upon a time, there was a guy named Norm Finkelstein whose parents were more or less eradicated in the Warsaw Ghetto. All right, and he.
Speaking of the Jews, the economy was a bust. How about language, Bubby?
Look, Bubby, we're gonna be talking about fucking Norm Finkelstein. All right, challenging East Coast crybaby liberals into buying. Not only into the crocodile tears, but think of the sufferings of the Palestinians. All right, my genektige zoink is verklempt again. You come on, have some soup. Are you hungry? Take off your shoes.
When you said language, what exactly do you want to talk about?
Well, personally, I didn't do that. You didn't even see that, and I didn't even do that.
He ashed on my arm like a jerk.
So, in regards to language, I would like to explicitly and specifically discuss how, like, on one hand, all right, online language has bled into offline language.
Hold on, hands. I'm gonna order some food. I know you want dumplings.
And this guy, I would.
You
we're getting. What do you want?
I really wanted
before
these
they
dumplings.
close. So they're dumplings. What else do you want? Anything else? The Chinese spot. What do you want?
Can we get some more dumplings?
Oh, I'm getting dumplings. What else do you want?
Well, can we get some more dumplings?
I'm getting 2 orders of dumplings. What else do you want from the Chinese spot?
I don't even know what we're looking at.
It's a Chinese spot.
Okay, so I would argue boneless spare ribs. All right.
Ew.
Ew. Fuck this guy. Fine.
Boneless spare ribs. What's wrong with you?
Fine. Because I don't know if they have fucking shrimp and lobster sauce. I don't know if they have that.
Boneless spare ribs. Is
Do
that
they?
it?
Do they even have shrimp and lobster
Yeah,
sauce?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Look at him, not even giving a proper yes or no.
Boneless
answer to a yes.
spare ribs.
Look at him pushing this fucking post dumpling trauma on me. All right.
Boneless. Next thing you're gonna tell me when next time we get a pizza, I gotta order a boneless pizza. It's fucking. What's wrong with you? Boneless. What's wrong with bones?
I'm not gonna argue with you on this point.
So, do you actually want boneless spare ribs? Though?
Do they even have like a shrimp and lobster sauce?
I'm not gonna hit the search button. We're just gonna. Do you want the boneless spare ribs?
I really do.
So boneless spare ribs. I'm getting 2 orders of dumplings. I don't know if that's necessary. I think we could split an order of dumplings.
That would be excellent.
I just don't think we don't need. I don't think we need a whole order of dumplings.
You saw it. Listen. This is the.
Is there anything else you want to try?
That is it.
You just want boneless spare ribs and some.
Well,
dumplings.
you didn't even fucking look if they have goddamn fucking shrimp and lobster sauce, and here you are making concessions post-purchase order like a fucking madman. All right, like some fucking culinary slumlord. You're all like, oh, the thing that you had made your mind up earlier that I had talked shit about earlier. All right, you want to take a look at the menu?
Shrimp with what?
Lobster sauce.
I'm not looking it up.
Let me.
No.
You see?
Like fried shrimp?
So take away the boneless spare ribs.
Is it like an appetizer?
He's not even letting me see the fucking phone.
Is it like an appetizer?
I don't. No, it is not.
Is it like a dish?
Yes.
Should it be in like the seafood section?
Well, it's fucking shrimp. That
that-
means it's surf, not turf.
Is that where it should be?
Aye.
Shrimp with like you mean that one? Shrimp with lobster sauce?
Yes. So you take away the spare ribs.
And you want shrimp with lobster sauce?
Yes. Now hang on. So first of all,
You don't need a quart of that.
oh no, are you fucking kidding me? No, hang on.
But it comes with like what do you there's nothing here for you. What do you get out of here?
Wait.
White or brown rice?
Brown.
You're getting white rice.
No, fuck you. Give me brown rice.
Alright, you're getting brown rice. We're taking the boneless spare ribs off though.
Why would he deny me such a fucking human right?
But you
Do
don't want
see
you don't
this
want spare ribs
nonsense?
now? Right?
No mas. Because he finally fucking committed to looking for the fucking shrimp with lobster sauce.
I'm also gonna only get 1 order of dumplings. We don't need 2 orders of dumplings. We can split the fucking dumplings. Don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to chat.
No, we're getting 2 orders of dumplings.
You don't need 2 orders of fucking dumplings. No one's gonna eat all those dumplings.
I will.
You're not going to, but all right, I'll put 2 on there. You're not gonna finish all those dumplings.
That's a challenge, and he's gonna regret it 43 minutes from now.
I am not.
All right.
You're not finishing all those dumplings.
Look at him talking mad shit.
You're not. There's gonna be dumplings left over.
Mira ese muchacho hablando un mundo de mierda, creyendo que eso no me termino eso todo la comida que está pagando por. All right, so you're watching it live here at twitch.tv/Monoxus, the fucking talking mad shit stream, because now, originally he was talking, listen, it's not even buyer's remorse. I knew what I wanted.
Did you see that? Fucking 35-cent fried noodles. Yo, what's up? I'm not even getting soup.
And it is.
I'm just getting fried noodles.
And it comes back full circle.
I'm not even going to get soup. I'm just going to order fried noodles.
So you see, this is not out of antagonization, but you see, ladies and jerks, words mean things, all right?
You're not eating all those dumplings, though.
Oh, that is a challenge, all right?
You are not eating all of it. On top of the shrimp with lobster sauce nonsense? No shot. No shot.
He has no idea what the fuck he's walking into.
You have no idea what you're walking into. Also, these are going to be the best dumplings you've had in the area.
I don't believe they're going to be better than the fucking off of Mott Street away from where the former arcade was, and you go to the woman that screams
I don't know
at
about
me.
better, but for like Chinese hole-in-the-wall shops, like the ones that we have around here, because you know what I'm talking about. It's not a Chinese spot until like the awning is fucking like falling apart, and the paint on the walls is chipping,
Right.
and the lights don't work properly, and the menu's outdated, and the prices are wrong, and someone's yelling at you to like hurry up and buy. As far as those places goes, best dumplings in this fucking neighborhood.
All right.
And we'll see if you can compare them. I think they're the best.
I have been spoiled by things that I have found
There is
in a
never any cheese
Chinatown
left over.
in Manhattan, which is why we're dealing with this nonsense today and here. All right. Words mean things. We had discussed cheese, the environment, language, and the economy. Although language,
Oh my god!
and now you too can talk shit in real time and tweet at Monoxus.
One of
You
my
see,
boys bought a
You-
Deku hoodie. That's awesome.
you too can go to twitter.com/Monoxus.
Also,
And
you can
find
at
Monoxus.
Bunny Delphine and tell her to respond to Monoxus.
You too can
Harass
ask.
Belle. I need the attention.
Bunny Delphine wouldn't know tragedy and intellectual property if it was taking a dump on the hood of her car, which is
Can
what
we make-
Monoxus may or may not be doing.
Can we
12
make a
hours from now.
long-term goal of the 718 TV /Monoxus /Stan Hain /cameraman group dynamic to
Mhm.
get me in bed with Belle Delphine?
You could do better.
I don't want to fuck her. I just want to be in bed with her.
That's selfish.
I'm only laying in bed with her. I'm
That's-
not hooking up.
That's just selfish.
I just want to
unnecessary.
hang out with her in a bed.
You could do better. There are things you could be doing with your free time to better yourself as a person.
Than hanging out with an internet celebrity.
With a fucking e-thought. You could
Well,
do
I
better.
mean, I'm not trying to make anything.
Oh wow, the Queen of Babylon is still from Babylon. Is all I'm saying.
I
Like,
just,
you
I,
could do better.
But that's the thing. I wanna make a point to like get as close as humanly possible to her, and then not fuck her. It's like Bill Murray in that movie with the
What
shark.
kind of insane power dynamic are you
It's
needing
like
here?
it's like Bill Murray in that movie with the shark. Life Aquatica.
Oh god damn it! You see this
I'm gonna get
personal
next to it.
vendetta bullshit?
And I'm not gonna fuck it.
Now, hang on. Twitch chat is all. Parzival too. I thought she was in jail.
Is she?
Gracias por tu
Shit.
presencia aquí hoy noche.
How am I gonna befriend an e-thought and then she's in jail?
Who knows?
That should be my plan. I should just befriend a bunch of e-thoughts
So then, because he had
and not fuck
friended,
them.
because Monoxus had friended her on Twitter when she was in E-Thought jail, now he is on a list. In fact, I would let every single one of you know that people who were at the riots at Washington, D.C. on January 6th, you too, if you are identified, you are on a no-fly list. It is very real, all right? Now, back to you to your regularly scheduled programming.
I have to bargain or something. I'm bidding on the thing.
Oh, and now for all you know, he's either bidding on like a soccer game, a kumite,
No, it's a sweater.
cage fight.
It's a sweater.
Of course it is.
It's a sweater that's, you know what, you don't watch fucking anime. Doesn't matter.
Animes? What is this?
Anime. It's a Deku sweater. I want it.
I don't. What's a deco?
Don't worry about it. It's an awesome anime character.
So you see,
Madman Muzan knows who Deku is. My boy bought my boy's sister bought a Deku sweater. It doesn't fit anybody, and he was like, "Here's the deal. We're trying to sell it and get rid of it. It might fit you. I'm letting you know first. Do you want it?" And I was like, "I need to try it on, but if it fits, I'm buying it.
All right.
I'm not gonna
Deal.
fucking be like, I'm buying it. Like, I have to try it on first. I'm not just gonna say like, yes, I'll throw you money. Like, I'll come over tomorrow. I'll try it on. If it fits, I'll give you the money. But if it don't fit, I'm not paying for it.
As you should, like civilized jerks.
But I respect Deku and All Might
All right.
and Goku and Sho from the Guyver series and One Punch Man.
Now, this is not due to salty bet preference and prejudice, but Monoxus.
And Guts.
But Monoxus does stand by, even Berserk. All right, you heard it here
Berserk
first,
is the
ladies and
greatest
jerks.
manga anime ever made. but it'll never be finished, and no one will ever truly respect Guts for what he like. No one will respect Guts properly. People love Guts. People will always look at that and go, "Who's an?"
Are you
character.
willing to take a single file line of goons, of people who disagree with you, feeling that Guts is the greatest manga of all time?
Guts?
So
well,
now
Berserk.
you're gonna have a single file line.
Yeah. I don't think Berserk is the greatest manga / anime of all time. I just think Guts is the best protagonist. Fight me over it, it's fun. He's the best.
So would you object to public fight me over it events?
No, it's fine. We can fight over it.
Hmm.
And even if you beat me, you're still wrong. Guts is the greatest anime protagonist of all time.
So you heard it
He's
here
the
first.
realest motherfucker in the room, and he always
Listen.
has been.
All right. So that means you have to change the chat tag to like anime because evidently Guts is the greatest anime protagonist of all time.
Yeah,
So eventually Monoxus
It's
will
up
have
for
to
discussion.
travel
It's
through
fun.
Twitch so he could drown out and tell people that they're wrong and remind them that birds fly, grass grows.
I just think he's
Fish
like the
swim.
realest motherfucker.
And according to Monoxus, Guts is the greatest protagonist.
But here's the thing, because I think
of
a lot of people would lean on anime manga protagonists that are like near untouchable.
Mhm.
Like Guts is not only tough as shit, the man is hard as fuck and has dealt with some of the worst shit a character can deal with. It hasn't broken him.
Mhm.
The man is a broken, just disheveled, powerful character.
He's pre-broken, so you can't do anything against
But
him.
like someone can go like, oh well, like Goku as an example, greatest protagonist, right? But Goku's never fucking struggled a day in his life. Motherfucker can die and come back.
It's true.
Like Guts has been through hell and back, and still continues to walk on his path, being like, no, fuck you.
Okay.
Guts has some of the hardest, he is so fucking real. If your protagonist is basically walking through sunshine and like kicking ass and taking names, go fuck yourself. That protagonist doesn't have to struggle. Guts is still the main character. Guts is still like fighting for what he believes in.
Right.
Guts is still kicking people's teeth in. Motherfucker's lost parts of his body. He's been beaten and abused. He's watched horrible things. The man wakes up in cold sweats after nightmares and is like, nah, I'm still the fucking hero.
And then he went on a boat and nothing happened for years.
That man will never get catharsis.
Okay.
But he is still like, he's the realest motherfucker.
I don't know.
He's the guy where if you sat him in a room of anime protagonists, they'd all be like, I once did blah 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 and blah 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 blah, and they're all like cheering and like, yeah, I'm such a good fucking guy. And then Guts is the dude in the corner with his hood up, and it's like, you ever watch motherfuckers get raped on repeat? And they're like, what? It's like, that's what I did.
Ave
And
Maria.
it's like, dude, seriously? He's like, I'm the hero of my story. Motherfuckers get raped and torn to pieces and brutalized. What do? I murder the people who do it. Because I'm a real fucking hero.
So, all right.
You out here being like, what's up, I do kung fu and save the world. And Guts is like, I kill monsters. Like, monsters? No, like people who are monsters.
And monsters.
And monsters. But like people who are monsters. We have to show for it. Like my missing hand. Or all these scars. Like, he's just real. He's the realest motherfucker in anime.
So, ladies and jerks, eventually Monoxus is going to have to change the tags to anime.
and even if you beat me, you're wrong.
You see, ladies and jerks, here we have Monoxus inevitably presiding over internet court.
He's OP. He's the realest motherfucker. Because he shows up and it's like, yo, Guts, you're an anime protagonist. And it's like, that man needs therapy.
Even people who have nothing, even people with no skin in this race have listened to the Guts theme for 1 hour on.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, that Guts' theme alone is, I mean, like, that's a whole different, like, that's a whole bag of worms of beauty. Like, Guts' theme is magic.
It's the best.
But it's just his story. Like, as a character, it's so... In a world full of bullshit because anime nonsense and manga nonsense and demons and monsters, whatever, he's still, like... When your antagonist
is hurt and beaten and broken and like pissed and shit on and bloodied and near death, and they're like, "Nah, I'm still getting up to fuck. I'm still gonna fucking murder people."
Well, for lack of a better term, he's heavy metalled.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast, and people love their like Naruto's and their Goku's
and that is why on Salty Bet,
they're
in
not
S tier,
beasts.
there is a guts.
Huh?
It takes guts to bet on guts.
And to be fair, like, I think there are better animes and better mangas. I still think Guts is the ultimate protagonist. Not antagonist, protagonist. I said antagonist before, but like, he's... because nothing stops him.
Fair enough.
You can drag that man through the mud. Nothing. Nothing stops fucking Guts. Because he's Guts. He's Guts. That's it. No one will ever be him. Ever. No one.
He suffers so we could take it easy.
He suffers because he lives in a world of suffering. But he's the hero of the world of suffering.
You heard it here first, folks.
Imagine being born into nothing but like piss, shit, and pain.
Guts
and going like, I'm gonna be the
suffers.
champion of piss, shit, and pain in this world.
Guts suffers so we could take it easy from time to time. Alright?
Yeah, weeb talk, baby. Yeah, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there, but like, I don't give a fuck. Fight me. Guts is the hero no one asked for, no one deserves, and no one can ever truly enjoy because it'll never end. I would not be surprised if the end of Berserk is that like he falls in a time loop and ends up in the beginning of Berserk, and it's just like live through it again.
And again.
Suffer.
Forever.
Because that's his fucking life, is just pain. Do it again.
Oh, and now you know everything.
And then he went back to the beginning and was like, remember when things were good and I had homies and the war was not like a horrible effort and I wasn't killing monsters and like fighting rapists and shit? And then it's like, welcome to the rest of the story.
And he was spelunking through dungeons with his gigantic sword.
Yeah, he was being the homie to some people and training and like learning how to, and then welcome to the rest of your life, Guts.
God damn it.
And then do it again. And again. And again. And again.
And again. And again.
It's the only proper ending for that character. It's just an eternal loop of suffering. Yo, you know what sucks about being Guts? Being Guts. You want to do it again? No? Too bad. Berserk.
The series that never ends.
Just have fun being like this character. It's like, I hate being me. Too bad. Except he still sits there and
the manga will never end.
Grinds his teeth and he's like, I'll fucking kill all these pieces of shit.
Eventually, he's going to exhaust all of the possible outcomes, and Berserk, the manga, will never end until like 2048.
Or it'll end with like it'll either have a non-ending or a loop ending, as far as I'm concerned. Or Guts just dies, like legit gets killed by somebody.
GG no re.
That's how that character dies. That's how that character ends. He is murdered by someone better than him, and all of the struggle is for like.
What would you need? What the fuck would you need to kill a fucking gut? What? Like a golem made out of nightmares?
No,
what the fuck do you need?
A dude shows up and just stomps his fucking teeth in, and the writer, because I believe the guy who does the manga is like, he's been consistent. He's the same fucking person.
Right.
He literally could just kill Guts off in a fucking bloody show of someone who's like, I'm better than you. And that would be the ultimate like way to send Guts off.
GG.
He doesn't die ceremoniously. He doesn't get a hero's ending. He doesn't get to feel like he's made a difference. A motherfucker just beats his ass and kills him.
It would be epic.
And then it's like Berserk. And it's just like, yeah, he just got fucking murdered by a dude who was like, I'm better than you.
After 722 like issues of the manga.
You've been to hell and back. Guess what? You still suck. And it's like, wait, what? Like, yeah, to hell and back. Strongest fucking like dude in this like series, amazing combatant, and you get your teeth kicked in and beaten by a guy who's faster.
Wham wham.
And he fucking like stabs you in the kidney and leaves. And like Guts doesn't die a hero's death. He bleeds out on the floor like holding his side.
People walk by
waiting to die, and he's just like on the battlefield bleeding out, being like, no, I have, and like he just slowly like and he falls over and bleeds out. He dies like a bitch.
Instead of gloriously in combat.
Because if you gave him glory in death, he would justify his behavior. That's half the battle. Is like, don't justify it.
G.I. Joe.
He's gonna die a terrible death.
Anime is a language. Listen, I would argue that anime is an aesthetic of the age, but anime is language, perhaps.
You're not wrong. We have to get back on topic.
language. Because that was your topic.
Hmm.
What do you mean by language?
We could probably save this for another episode.
No, we're fine. We got plenty of time.
Okay, then fine. How the internet has bled out into everyday parlance of language. Right.
You mean how language has evolved because of the interbuts?
It's one way.
You mean how like people say LOL in real time?
Yes.
Oh. See,
Even the
here's the
grading,
thing.
every once in a while you'll hear someone say hashtag and a word and you're out in public and you die on the inside.
Some behind the scenes, when those topics are chosen, we don't discuss them beforehand. Topics are picked, and then when this happens, I'm like, what the fuck did you mean by that?
Right.
So, like, this is not, like, I had no idea what he meant by language. So you mean...
He wanted to talk about the fucking environment, all right?
Yeah, environmentalism.
And the one said the best feta ever. You heard it here first.
So, not language as a concept. You mean, like, how language has turned into... how there's a new language. How internet etiquette and... shorthand via text and messaging and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and
Right.
and like you said, like someone going hashtag blah and you're like, why did you say hashtag?
Right.
I can't click on the words you spoke from your mouth.
You said that in public. Why
Yeah.
would you?
I mean, how often do you see that though? Personally.
Well, now these days never, but it did exist before.
Oh
Chinese
right, I'm sorry.
languages.
The Great Reset. I forgot about it. I forget regularly because I haven't been living in it. I've been going out and enjoying myself.
Donald Trump being president seems like 100 years ago already, doesn't it?
Considering that we literally got Biden a couple of months ago, it's kind of weird. I've never had that kind of like disassociation.
It is harder than ever to keep up with the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh no, the quarantine
cycle.
has caused all kinds of fucky time.
And now we
nonsense.
have an even harder time to recall things that happened in the past.
But you know what's interesting? As far as the whole like internet language being translated into real life, you know that I'm avidly against social media in general.
Right.
Getting on Twitter was an uphill battle, and I'm still struggling to even use social media. Like getting on Twitter makes me nauseous. I hate it. I hate social media. And when I'm out in public, I'm constantly like, I have to fucking like, I gotta take a picture of this thing. I have to figure out a way to like at somebody and turn this into something, because my social media is not actually personal. I don't have a personal social media account. I have my like my personal trainer stuff. I have this stuff like the stream YouTube stuff, and then I guess I have an Instagram, but I mostly use that for the messaging app.
Right.
I don't actually post on Instagram.
So this guy can fish through dating apps and where like, here's my Instagram, and this guy's like, I guess we're dating.
But I don't use those either. But as far as language goes, like I have never felt the need to translate online words into verbal words, like, because I shorthand plenty of shit via text. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who doesn't? It's so much easier just to be like, oh, I enjoyed that. Fucking smiley face.
I take an alternate route
Reaction gif.
in where I ignore hints and it forces women to speak like adults, and it ends up paying out eventually, although initially, listen, it is near impossible, but that's fine, because before you know it, online dating on your phone or on the computer or on any fucking incarnation, it is going to make you feel 100 times worse than you would ever did before you bothered to deal with like OkCupid or Tinder or anything
This
outside
is not an
of
online dating conversation. This is a language conversation.
No. All right.
Cat yelled at us about not talking about language.
So no,
I'm trying to
this is
underail
important.
us.
All right, now hang on, hang on. So once upon a time, I was having a conversation with a young woman
Oh, AMVH, thank you for noticing. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a second.
on OkCupid. All right, once upon a time, I was having a discussion with a young woman. Now, it abhorred me that fucking simple yes/no questions resulted in blocks of text that I didn't understand, and that taught me most of everything I needed to know in terms of online dating. This vapid
Why are you still
wasteland.
talking about online
that-
dating? We're supposed to talk about language.
Okay. Let's say you ask A of the H, all right?
Sure.
A yes/no question.
Right.
and A of the H answers with anything in the world other than yes or no, how would you feel?
So I ask A of the H a yes or no,
Yes.
and then I get like a block of text.
Anything other than yes or no.
Just not yes or no.
It could either be like one word or 17,000 words.
I would ask the question again.
Would you now?
I've done it.
Alrighty.
I've had conversations with people where like okay, so for instance, I talked with a friend of mine recently, and we were talking about the political systems of things and how to address them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was blah 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 whatever, and I was like, so the only way we can make an actual social system that works for people is if we didn't have social differences.
Right.
And that became like ba 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 ba. 20 minutes later, the only way you can make a social system work is if we didn't have social differences. 10 minutes of ba 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 ba, and then I went, and the only way we can make a social system work is if we didn't have social differences. And they went, well, what do you mean? And I went, well, thank you. It took you a half hour to hear the thing I said instead of responding in your own way. And I was like, because if we didn't have social differences like color and beliefs and behaviors, we would all be on the same page, but we don't.
Even skin tone.
So, in terms of like, hey, yes or no question, yes or no question, yes or no question, until I get a yes or a no. And that has become like a tactic I use when conversing with people. If I want them to talk about something or respond to something, you ask, you say the thing, and you let them go off on their tangents. And then when they're done, you say it again.
Right.
And wait for the response. And hopefully, because they've burned out their initial knee-jerk, I have to talk about X because you mentioned Y. Okay, now that you've gotten that out of your system, can you do it again?
Yes or no.
And then they try and do it again, but they can't because they burned themselves out. And by the third or fourth time,
they're repeating themselves.
All they can do now is say yes or no. Mm-hmm. Or have a very simple response. I love burning people out. So on the topic of language, I love having conversations and wearing people down.
Listen, Plato keeps it real, but Monoxis uses Socrates and the Socratic method, all right? Watch out. Here at twitch.tv/Monoxis.
Also, chat's talking about my nail polish.
That's on you. I mean, I don't know what the fuck that is.
A of the H, okay, at Monoxis, how much does the nail polish help hit on women? I bet it's a conversation starter. And mycelium, I noticed but didn't feel comfortable bringing it up, probably above my pay grade. So, the reason why it's there is because I paint my nails.
And the women lose their fucking mind over it. Are you kidding me?
I was waiting for a dumb response like that. They don't. Most of them don't notice. You know who did notice? I was walking on the outside of the botanical garden, and some guy walked by and was like, this fucking faggot. And then, like, the girl I was with was like, actually, he's fucking me. And the guy was like... So I mean, like, I love when it's like, oh, you fucking paint your nails? What is that? And I'm like, I don't know. They look nice.
It turns out A of the H wasn't wrong at all.
I mean, like, because they look pretty, and you know what you don't have? Pretty fucking hands. That's right. You got gross man hands, right? Don't you? But so as far as the whole, like, does it help with women? The ones that I'm hooking up with, they're huge fans of it because it looks nice. And they get to be like, oh, paints his nails. Because for some reason that's a thing.
Well...
Except, like, literally every dude on the planet can put nail polish on.
At the absolute bare minimum worst, it is a conversation starter.
I think the food might be here.
And at the absolute best,
hello,
it ends up turning into an advantageous position you use.
Food's here.
Okay.
Oh, no. I do it because I like painting my nails, and I think it looks nice. I have no other excuse. Some people think it's about a thing or whatever. I think, like, oh, look, my nails look fucking better than just nail? I don't know.
So, ladies and jerks, I don't paint my nails, as you could tell, all right? So, Monoxis had painted his nails. So, I have no discourse or anything I can offer in terms of a perspective here,
All right. So because at this point we're broadcasting from different fucking planets. This guy with the finger painted nails and the woman and the broads, and they end up making the talkity talk everywhere from the laundromat to the grocery store, and he's minding his own business, and then he has some insane desire to have food from a country he's never had before, and then there's some lady with her boyfriend and she spites her low key, and then she's all making eyes with Monoxis, and then he ends up withholding affection from her for 2 weeks because he doesn't know how else to deal with the fucking macho insecurity. And that's what Monoxis deals with whenever he leaves the goddamn fucking building. Seriously, it's crazy. Here at twitch.tv/Monoxis, you can find him at his home turf and at base operation, alright? One day, he will probably be live streaming his life as a very pleasant Truman Show saccharine replacement, and where he knows it is all fucking for show, and he ends up becoming snatching the dairy industry and life in and of itself. He's probably going to be eating handfuls of Parmesan cheese and doing pull-ups like over by the side of the road as he travels these United States, unstoppable in letting people know that, like, listen, if not you, who, and if not now, when. All right, ladies and jerks. I'd like to see that one day. Monoxis versus the United States of America. So, Parzival 2 goes Machiavellian, all right? Well, I mean, you could take it up with fucking Monoxis. Ogre Hen stream. Listen, we could kind of confirm nor deny these allegations, all right? Look, an ex of mine once said that I have Cyclops hands. I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations. Alright. So now, Monoxis had came in with the Chinese Che food, because evidently if you say the word of a nationality, you're making Twitch scream and cry and shit its pants, all in collective union.
Twitch is fine with it. I'm trying to protect you.
Even though right now there is an outbreak of Chinese lung herpes going on.
Lung herpes.
What do you want to call it? Wu flu, ping pong cough?
Lung herpes.
Lung herpes. But why not? But where do you think it came from?
An unspecified place of unknown origin.
All right, listen.
That nobody knows about. Because clearly, if the CDC and the WHO wanted us to know where it came from, they would have released the report that said where it came from. Clearly, it didn't come from a place that we know about because it doesn't exist.
So listen, ladies and jerks, not only did you hear this first, but listen. Orthorexia nervosa is an eating disorder.
Why are people talking about my masculinity?
Oh, it's probably...
Is it because I painted my nails?
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations. Part of them might be jelly or thirsty because you can game that nonsense in a place like
unspecified laboratory
Tinder
lung herpes
or Instagram.
See, that's better. At least no one can fucking be judgmental
Unspecified
about it.
laboratory lung herpes.
Yes.
Oh.
That's a thing.
I'm not against it, but how are you? Listen, so evidently, if you call the Spanish flu, no one gives a shit. Or Spanish influenza. All right.
I mean, like 10 years from now.
But Chinese lung herpes suddenly makes me the worst thing in the history of anything ever. Like my name was Himmler McStalin.
10 years from now, the Wuhan flu will be a thing in the history books. But right now, it's racist.
Charlie Khan is very fond of ping pong cough.
That's fine, but right now, it's racist. 10 years from now, it won't be. Because we'll forget that we were ever racist.
So, no. People won't forget this nonsense.
Yeah, they will.
No, yeah, remember the masks and everything ground to a halt. What is going to be between then and now?
Marvel movies, video games, Pride days, people being killed by cops, Biden's second term, a Republican president. I mean, like, what do you mean? Here? Like, there's going to be plenty of dumb shit that's going to happen. The legalization of crack.
I had hoped to be like.
What do you mean? There's going to be tons of things that are going to distract us. People are going to look back on this and forget it happened.
I had hoped to be based and hope-pilled, but like Monoxis is not wrong, really.
Everyone's going to forget this shit. They're going to go back to their fucking waking life of working 9 to 5s and grinding and just fucking dealing with normal life bullshit. And we're all going to act like it never happened.
I refuse. No, I don't think so.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
So AVDH chimes in with Biden's first stroke, Kamala's first term. No, listen.
Possibly, yeah.
It's going to be a stroke, or they're going to invoke the 20-something amendment, which is like if he's ill and incapacitated.
I think he's going to make it through his first term.
So then we have President...
And then she's going to run?
Then we have President DMV lady, all right?
Whoa.
And you know what? The only way a woman of color was able to be the president of the United States was over the corpse of a dead white man.
Yeah, but they won't frame it like that, though.
Even though it's true.
But they won't frame it like that.
That's how it happened.
Right, but they're not going to frame it like that.
But,
in fact, they're going to frame it as somehow empowering. I mean, I can't unsee the whole, like, the only reason she's important right now is because of the old white man at the head of the ship.
All right, fair enough.
I like, that's the best I can give them, is that, like, the only reason that she's only relevant now because of the old white man that's, like, at the forefront, who is only also relevant because of, like, Biden bro memes.
Uh-huh.
Because if we remember what Biden did before the Obama era, he was like super police heavy and like very like totalitarian.
Which no one ever brings up.
He's super fucking like fucky. He doesn't give a shit about people. His agenda has never been people first until Obama.
and no one gives a shit, and no one cares, and no one paid attention until now. And everyone is too preoccupied. Listen, back in the day, in the 2000s, people were preoccupied with the I'm smarter than the president game. And now people are playing the I'm smarter than bumbling old Biden game. And it lulls them into a certain kind of sleep.
But I mean, that's like the weird thing about it is that at least Bush wasn't an old senile fool. Like, Biden is one accidental stair fall from being hospitalized for the rest of his life.
Right.
With a broken hip where it slowly like kills him. And then Kamala, who is also as, aggressive as he is politically, gets to be in power, but because she's a woman of color,
maybe
no one will bat an eye at the fact that she's like, I don't mind cops killing motherfuckers. Like, at least when Biden says it, we can be like, white man. But when, like, what happens when Kamala gives, like, the police more funding in Biden's second term?
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Because she will.
Even though it would be done quietly and everyone has to pretend that no one called for the defunding of the police.
It'll be publicly done and no one even notice. Much like the drone bombings in the Middle East that are happening currently that no one's talking about.
That, and right now, Pakistan is among one of the most stressed out corners of the earth because every day without fail, hour in and hour out, are drones overhead. And they all have axes to grind. It's kind of gross.
Biden wants a war in the Middle East. But it was not mentioned at all.
Good news. John Bolton is out of the White House. Bad news. We're still going to get that war.
How often does the president's team currently tweet?
I'm not sure.
Because, like, we're talking about, like, internet language. Remember when the president tweeted all the time? That was awesome.
Yes.
Remember when the president was on Twitter?
Anyone who tells you they don't miss Trump on Twitter is lying. That's an excellent litmus. That is a very excellent litmus test, all right?
Trump's Twitter feed was amazing.
Now, Twitch
he gave people a reason to go on Twitter.
AFDH chimes in with, it's just a matter of time. I'm going to buy a Corvette. He still gabs on Gab. Now, but herein lies the problem. Twitter is it is presented as the only open discourse arena. Even though it is astroturfed from the top down, it hemorrhages money every quarter, and it only exists to shape narrative and an astroturfed means of manufacturing consent. That is what Twitter exists for. However, Technology is among the kindest of servants and cruelest of masters. So up through these crossroads is how, before you know it, like, people cross paths and collaborate. It's not all doom and gloom, all right?
Like what we have here.
Right here at twitch.tv/Monoxis.
This only exists because of things like Twitter. Yeah, we're still streaming Madman Muzan. What's up?
Listen, El Primo, if it wasn't for Twitter, we wouldn't have been able to tell people that we were here in the first place.
It's true.
Is all I'm saying. Listen.
Cows.
Oh, yeah. You see that?
Cow stream.
You see that? So, hold on.
I think we should just leave the cows in the background from now on.
Hold on.
Do we fully embrace the dairy chill thing?
Hold on. Wait, you see that? You see that? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there you go. If it wasn't for Twitter, we wouldn't have met. That's that.
So I have no qualms. Hold on. Wait. Here, eat it. Eat it, you fucking slob. Eat it. Eat it, you fucking disgusting. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, eat it, you fucking slob. You like that? You like that fucking slob?
By the way, where did you get 4 hours of cow footage? The internet?
I know what you're talking about, dude. That's just the backyard.
What do you mean? Yeah, that's just behind us. What do you mean cow footage? It's just, the internet. But anything.
Tina, come get some ham!
To be fair, I think it's 10 hours of cow footage.
It is.
I think so.
El Primo, I hope we've been on the smart TV over in your neck of the woods as you like hold it down on a busy and lively Wednesday night.
Well, to be fair, as far as my sleeves, I'd suggest blank, but whatever. We kind of have to wrap up. We got food to eat.
This is true. So, ladies and jerks.
We got derailed on language a little bit. The economy got derailed.
Oh, like that is the very first time we've ever been derailed on something.
Well, here's the thing. I already said that I want to start uploading like half VODs.
All right.
And then like pushing motherfuckers on the YouTube to be like, nah, you gotta watch the streams live.
Nothing is stopping you. You uploaded the last verb, the adjective, noun, buzzword video as a whole.
Right, but like cameraman and I have to work on that like the interim footage thing we talked about, where like he's gonna jump in and be like, hey, what's up? Were you not there live? You should be there live. You want to watch the whole VOD? Go fuck yourself. The whole VODs aren't being uploaded anymore. You get a piece of the VOD. Yeah, Haynes is sweating through the mask.
Oh, can you fucking tell? It's fucking crazy out
No,
here.
he's just like, is Haynes sweating through his mask yet? Always, yeah, always.
Always. I sweat like a priest at a fucking Little League game 24 hours a day, 8 days a week. You have no idea. It happens all the fucking time.
But yeah, so this is a perfect stream where it's like, oh no, I could just upload the environmentalism in the cheese section, and then like everything else is you weren't there for it, you fucking missed out. You don't get any of the after, like, because that's like everything we said tonight was pretty free form.
Nothing is stopping you.
Yeah.
Even though that last video you did upload all quite nothing whole is all I'm saying.
Oh, I did that because I was like, you know what, we kind of we stay on topic the whole time. That was also prior to cameraman coming back, and now I'm just gonna give him all the stuff we film.
So now hang on. AFDH.
He's in power now. I'm done.
If you embrace the dairy meme, I propose a cow tipping 100 subscriber special. Now now to do that live, we would need like 4 more people to tip over a gigantic American steroid-fed beefalo cow.
We can just film me trying to tackle a cow.
You see, because outside of these United States, some of the animals resemble animals, as opposed to something like a government bird number 52.
I'll tackle a cow on camera for God knows how long, until I can't like put up with it anymore.
But what if you tip it over?
By myself? I don't think I'm going to. Cows are pretty sturdy.
But if you do.
I mean, the video goes up regardless. Cow tipped or not.
If you do.
Hey, Sour Scroll, thanks for the sub. See, now it's on screen.
Sour Scroll, gracias por tu consideración.
Give me money. Right? That's what we say? Is that? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Gracias. All right.
Appreciate it.
Even though other people.
Oh, it's the Prime sub too. Those are the best ones.
And if English isn't your first language, like everyone understands. Thank you.
If you're not going to give the subs to us, you give the subs to Madman Muzan. Let's be fair here.
Madman Muzan has to play this on the fucking bodega that he's holding fort in. All right, if he knows what's good for
Oh
him,
yeah, I know, Madman. Like you can't and won't. No, I'm not. I have no plans on actually tipping the cow, but I will film myself attempting to tip a cow.
And when 100 of jerks decide that like they want to see Monoxus do this, he'll try, and even though he might fail, what if the cows?
I will fail and record the entire failure.
What if the real cows to tip over were the friends we made along the way?
Yeah, well, 100 Twitch sub video, 100 Twitch sub stream. If we get to the 100 sub mark. Well, we'll say consistent 100 though. I don't think we can say like 100 number wise because
I don't even know how the fuck you measure that.
Well, there's a thing I have the analytics for.
Okay. I would like to see that.
100 consistent, not just 100 number wise.
Okay.
100 on a regular.
As an uncultured slob, I'm interested.
And I'll tackle a cow for God knows how long it's going to take before I give out.
Good luck.
I'm not going to put the cow down. It's not going to be me actually tipping a cow. It's going to be me attempting to tip a cow, failing, and possibly being injured in the process. On stream.
I'm for this. I'm more than for this.
Well, we're going to have to find a cow, and someone's going to let me do that to their cow.
We're going to have to drive upstate.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will let me do it.
Ladies and jerks, buenas noches. Gracias por mirando aquí at twitch.tv/Monoxus. All right. Thank you for being you.
Oh, my spirit will definitely break.
We will smell you later. All right. And gracias por tu
Oh, God, I'm knocking things over.
Because these things happen and no one can bet.
I'm knocking all the things over.
The glass almost knocked over. Are you kidding me? This is nonsense. And he can easily hit the fucking end stream button, but he's not. Look at him. You see this guy?
Well, that's because I have to do the self-promote thing. Tomorrow, I'm beating Resident Evil 4.
All right.
Friday, I'm playing Pokemon Snap on stream all day.
And then D&D.
Well, D&D can go fuck itself. Pokemon Snap's out. I guess I'll take a break and play some D&D, and I'm coming back to play Pokemon Snap.
I'm just saying.
And then Saturday we have to do our thing.
Right.
And then Sunday I'm playing Pokemon Snap.
Deal. All right. I get it. You want to play Pokemon.
I'm playing Pokemon Snap a lot this weekend. And you're all welcome to come hang out with me and do it, because I'm just going to stream it for the fuck of it.
He's going to be playing Pokemon Snap all fucking week. Come and join him, all right?
Cooking stream? I mean, because like
Monoxus.
Muzan's like, yo, cooking stream. One day maybe.
Well, you're going to have to ask the fucking chef over here. Buenas noches. Good night, everybody. All right?